let's set the tone. Kick off with 3 points and top that group, Group C. That would be an amazing confidence booster for these players. So time now to sit back and enjoy the action. Savour this occasion as Haiti against Scotland at World Cup 2026. Our commentary team in Boston, Pat Nevin and Al Lamont.
Welcome one and all, wherever you may be listening on this historic occasion, to the Boston Stadium as Scotland end a 28-year drought of World Cup football against a Haiti side whose own absence from this great stage stretches back to 1974. Both those waits are almost over, but which team will rise to the occasion and claim the 3 points, which would go a long way towards qualification? The atmosphere, as you can tell, is absolutely electrifying as the teams begin to make their way down the tunnel. The stadium is a sea of colour, swathes of salmon pink, Scotland's change strip, which they'll wear tonight, sported by tens of thousands all around us, with smatterings of navy blue, and then the blue and red of Haiti as well. Such a vibrant scene inside this cavernous bowl of a stadium, with the sun having just dipped over the horizon. A beautiful, calm but still warm night in Foxborough, a little over 20 miles south of Boston. It does almost feel like a little pocket of Scotland has sprung up here tonight. The officials are about to lead the players down the tunnel. The referee tonight, Mustafa Gorbal of Algeria. His assistants also Algerians. The VAR from Spain, Jose Enrique Naranjo. What part will he have to play? The stage is set. 2 massive flags down on the surface. The saltire of Scotland and the Haitian flag as well, as the fans have pretty much taken up every seat in the house now as they await the arrival of these two sides. I'll run you through the lineups again in just a moment after the national anthems of both sides, and we'll hear the pre-match thoughts of Pat Nevin as well. But this just feels oh so special this evening, and so many fans have spent so much money to make this trip, and they will feel that they are within 90 minutes of it all being worthwhile. The majority of them Scots, but we cannot forget the effort that the Haitians have made to get here. There is quite a large Haitian community in Boston, and they are well supported here tonight as well, there's been a travel ban enforced on those living in Haiti, so they have struggled to get here, but they're well represented nonetheless, as the two teams have been made to wait in the tunnel. This must be massively nerve-tingling for them. Bad enough for us in the commentary position. It's a very, very high vantage point that Pat and I have this evening, well above the pitch level. Beautiful view here, and the 2 huge screens to either side of us showing all the fans exactly what's going on in Technicolor. That's the players walking down from the tunnel, which is over in the far right-hand corner of the pitch. They will walk down the touchline and then up to the halfway line before taking their positions on the park here. The surface looks amazing as well. It really couldn't be a better setting, and fortunately the temperature has dipped along with the sun, because it was absolutely baking here earlier in the day when the sun was up. But a little bit cooler for the players, and that will be, I'm sure, welcomed particularly by the Scotland players as they make their way now onto the field of play. And we are within minutes of kick-off here in the Boston Stadium. You won't miss a kick of the ball on a BBC tonight and throughout this World Cup. Live with us on 5 Live Sports and BBC Radio Scotland. And can Scotland kick the group off with a victory that would take them top of the table by the close of play after that earlier 1-1 draw between Brazil and Morocco, and Moroccans particularly impressive, showing exactly why they are ranked 7th in the world right now. The players just taking their place around the centre circle, all 26 of each of the squads gathering around that centre circle before we have the national anthems. And Haiti, who are nominally the home team tonight, will have the first national anthem played.
Please rise if you are able for the playing of the national anthem of Haiti.
The anthems to follow, and it is Haiti to begin with. The Haitian national anthem.
Please remain standing.
A rousing version of that, but I feel that Flower of Scotland could be quite special. Well, if that doesn't send shivers down the spine, then nothing will. A quick run through the teams then, starting with Haiti, who have Placide in goal, a back four of Arcus, Adi, Delcroix and Experience in the midfield, four from right to left, Didson, Bellegarde, Jean-Jacques and Providence. And up front for Haiti, it's Pierrot and Isidor. For Scotland, it's gun and goal, a back four of Hickey, Hanley, Hendry and Robertson. In the midfield, another four, Gannon Doak, Ferguson, McTominay and McGinn. And up front, Shankland and Adams. So Pat Nevin alongside me for this very, very special moment. I think both of us have been at massive games over the decades, but this just has a different feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's extraordinarily special. I remember being there in '98, doing the commentary there, and it was against Brazil, and it was the opening game, etc. But we didn't have this number of fans, nowhere near it. And all these fans have come all the way over here to Boston. They've bought the tickets, they spent the money. They've made the noise. They've made the players feel proud of them, feel proud of the country. Talking about the start you need. We've had a great warm-up. The results recently have been fantastic. The buzz around the place is ridiculous
Incredible,
just now. It's absolutely fantastic. And this unbelievable ball of a stadium. If Scotland can start well, a few early chances, maybe an early goal, get Gannon running down that wing and stretching the defence, this place will explode with noise.
What about the team? Happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of sort of what we expected, you know. Was it going to be Christie or was it going to be McGinn? I thought it was going to maybe leave McGinn out and bring him on to strengthen the team in the second half, but no complaints about that. Gunn question between him and Gordon, I shrugged my shoulders between the two. Not much really to call between the two of them. So just delighted he's went for the 4-4-2 to play against a team that will almost certainly play 4-4-2 as well. He's went man for man. They've said, right, okay, everybody knows who they're playing against directly. We're better than you. Old school. Go for it. And he believed in his players, and because he's done that, those players that believe in themselves, I really hope and expect they will.
Well, the captains, Andy Robertson, and his counterpart, the goalkeeper, Johnny Placide, 38-year-old Bastia keeper, exchanging pennants on the halfway line. Despite FIFA usually being sticklers for timekeeping, I think most games have kicked off a little bit late, and the referee just tossing the coin, and then some final pictures. A lot of you will be tuning in the early hours of the morning on Sunday. I hope it's going to be worth it, you staying up, as Steve Clarke and his opposite number, the Frenchman in charge of Haiti, Sebastien Migne, both prowl their technical areas. You can be sure they'll be doing plenty of that over the course of the next 90 minutes and more. Haiti all in white tonight into a little huddle. Scotland, as I mentioned, in that salmon pink top that has proved very popular with the supporters. They are already in position, they're ready to go, they are raring to go after 28 years of an absence. It's a little wonder why. And the Scottish story is mirrored, perhaps even dwarfed, you could say, by that of Haiti, with all the problems they have in their homeland. It's an extraordinary story, and they will feel that they can put a smile on their collective faces at home as well if they can emerge with the 3 points tonight. It will be Scotland to kick us off, going from right to left as we look at it from high up in the commentary position. If ever there was a time for heroes, then this is surely it. Scotland stand ready to get us underway. There'll be surely a few nerves jangling even amongst those experienced players down there as the countdown hits 5, 4, 3. And we are underway. Scotland are back in the World Cup. And immediately the ball's fired out to the right-hand side towards Gannon Doak. He's going to collect it at the second time of asking from Hickey, and Scotland win a throw-in a decent area, just about 15 yards from the corner flag over on that far side. The players are virtual specks down there on that turf, such as the distance that we are from them. It's most of those Scots at least recognisable as Hendry picks up back in the centre circle and plays it square to Grant Hanley, and out to the right-hand side for Hickey, who clips that one forward. He's looking to use the pace of Gannon Doak, but he's not that fast, and it's going to bounce behind for the goal kick to be taken by either Placide or perhaps one of his central defenders.
Tells a story, doesn't it? Well, that Scotland have started. Twice they've got the ball straight down the right-hand side. Ben Gannon Doak, young player. They've got John McGinn on the other side, a hugely experienced, brilliant player, but they know they need to get Gannon Doak's speed used early on.
Yeah, and they're coming down the right-hand side once more. Across goes Shanklin as well to try and help out. He's just headed the ball out of play, and it will be a Haitian throw-in midway inside their own half to be taken by Martin Experience of Nancy in France. In League 2 now these days. A number of their players actually play in that second tier of French football. And Scotland now have the throw-in pretty much the same position. Remember, there's this 5-second rule now. If the referee feels that too much time has been taken, he'll start the countdown at 5 seconds. Scotland have got it into play. Can't imagine they'll want to time waste at this stage of the game as Hanley plays it square to Hendry. The central defensive pairing was another one that was up for debate. If you wanted John Souttar in there perhaps. Dom Hyam's done himself no harm in his friendly appearances, and Scott McKenna missing this one with injury, the left-footed central defender who offers that little bit of balance. He'll be available, I think, for the Morocco game. But it's Hanley and Hendry who get the nod for this one, and it's Hendry in possession, just crossing the halfway line on the left-hand side. Plays it out to Robertson. First touch for the captain on his 95th appearance into the penalty area. Adams picks up possession, tries to squeeze it into Shankland, comes back to Adams just outside the box. McGinn had gone down, that was the cries in the background. McGinn went down off the ball, I think just outside the box, nothing given. As Gannon Dolt now picks up a little trick into the edge of the penalty area, onto the left foot. He just rather doesn't quite catch it properly, but Placide goes down at his near post and makes the save, and enterprising play from the youngster early on.
Yep, first time he's had a chance to take on experience, and just Clint Perry Hill straight past him there. I think he made the wrong choice, though. I think Hickey made the wrong run outside him, should have slipped him in. But a great start from Scotland. They've had the vast majority of possession of the ball. They've been positive all the time. They're trying to get many players into the box, as we knew they would. And that's probably the best moment of it, when Gannon Dolt took a few players on.
3 minutes in then, Haiti 0, Scotland 0 in their World Cup return for both these nations. After such a long absence, Robertson, early ball on for McGinn on the left-hand side, turns it infield, it's a good ball. It's Shankland on the edge of the box, tries to curl it towards the far post. It's a good block made at the edge of the penalty area to deny him. There's a good challenge there from Delcourt. It was a necessary one, Pat.
Brilliant by McGinn as well. Yeah, superb. And very noticeable, Hendry coming out of the ball with the ball at his feet, time and again asking players to go and get close to him. So he's had a good start breaking out. However, we do know that the Haitians very famous for their breaking at pace. So far, they've not had an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, Piero there showing good hold-up strength and winning the free kick. It was Lewis Ferguson was just pulling him back there, and it's a free kick to Haiti midway inside their own half. As it's played square at the back to Ricardo Ade. Plays his football in Ecuador. Rolls it back to his goalkeeper Placide, who I have to say I haven't spotted too many weaknesses in watching the highlights of some of their games, but I do feel that Placide has got an error or two in him, and certainly the Scots fans are gathered here this evening. We'll be hoping that is the case.
I think we can safely say he's a big character. Often what you say with a goalkeeper who are very, very good, and the captain and the leader, but also can make mistakes.
Here come Haiti though, they're advancing in from the right-hand side. It was a poor effort from Lucius Deedson, didn't catch it at all. He likes to come in on that left foot off the right-hand side, but he really dragged the shot well wide of target. He's disappointed with himself. 5 minutes in, Haiti 0, Scotland 0.
Sums him up though. You expect that's the way this game will go. Scotland very, very comfortable, good in possession, but not dull possession. They're moving it quickly, they're trying to get it forward as quickly as they possibly can to put a little bit of pressure, but they always know they've got a team that want to play on the break, and that side just wasn't good enough. I'm kind of happy it wasn't Isidor that had a chance of that shot there, because he's much better from that sort of position.
Looked like a handball by Ade there as he tried to block the ball, played down the line, but the referee's given the throw in instead to Scotland. Robertson on the left-hand side goes back the way to Hendry. Haven't seen McTominay get on the ball at all yet, actually. He goes looking for it just now, but it's Ferguson who picks up, and then back to Hanley just inside his own half, and out to Hendry, who's seen plenty of the ball, as Pat says, in these opening exchanges. Played 6 minutes, 6 goalless minutes in the Boston Stadium after the one-each draw in the other game in the group early on. There's a little back heel from McGinn. Out to Robertson, left-hand side, swings a good-looking ball in. The leap there from McTominay, arriving late, 8 yards out, but it couldn't get over it sufficiently to keep the header down. Over the top it goes, but there is Scott McTominay arriving right on cue with a header, but over the top, 0-0.
Well, that's the policy when you play 4-4-2. Get it to the wide players and whip it in. Make sure the midfielders are getting in there. We've got 2 strikers, they're getting in there. McTominay's fabulous at arriving late as well. That's the game plan, and so far working quite well for Scotland, but always danger in the break.
Yeah, and here they come. It is Isidor trying to squeeze the ball through, but the referee's spotted an infringement against the Haitians. Isidor penalised for his challenge there as he tried to get the ball through And Steve Clarke animated down there on the touchline. Not sure who he's quite having a go at there, but his side do have a free kick just outside the penalty area.
There's a lovely move that they've clearly worked on in training on the left-hand side there, and Robertson and McGinn. And McGinn doesn't even look. He plays this sort of back football right behind him, not looking, knowing that there's going to be a brilliant run by Robertson wide of him. Robertson had a great understanding with Christie last week, didn't he, against the Bolivians?
Yeah.
Clearly, McGinn's got it as well.
Here's Hendry, again getting on the ball. Now Ferguson, just inside his own half, bringing the ball up towards the halfway line and out to Hickey. Good to see him starting another Scotland game after so many problems with injuries over the last few years. Out to Robertson on the other flank now. Now Spurs, of course, or at least joining them when his Liverpool contract expires at the end of June. As Hickey now has it just about 10 yards inside Scotland territory, out to Gannon-Doak on the right hand side and then back to Hickey. Rolls it all the way back to Angus Gunn, who's untroubled so far in the Scotland goal. Just over 8 played, no goals as yet, as Hendry again turns it back the way to Hanley. Scotland look like they're just trying to suck the Haitians forward, tempting them to press them high and then maybe try and play around it, as Hendry gets it back from Gunn midway inside his own half. Out to Robertson. The Scotland fans, I was going to say finding their voice. I don't think they've ever not had their voice since they've arrived in Boston. Over the last few days, the trickle has become an absolute flood of Scots coming in to support their side on the world stage. Boston has been a good place to be in the last few days. Really good atmosphere about it as Ferguson goes down. That was a high challenge there from Isidor. It was entirely accidental, but he did catch Ferguson pretty high up on the leg, it appeared.
To be honest, there's no studs involved, no boot involved. It was knee on thigh, so the referee won't do anything more about that. You know, the one thing that can happen, you play these two systems against it, the same system against each other, it can get into a checkmate kind of situation, a kind of stalemate situation, because everybody knows who they need to mark at every point in time. But I always think, wait a minute, I know I've only got one guy to beat. If I beat him, then all bets are off, because the marking's gone completely. And that's what we've got. We've got players that are capable of doing that.
Yeah, but they're on the back foot just now here. Scotland, it's Haiti come forward on the left-hand side. Hickey got a bit of... Oh, he's lost out in that duel, and the ball's played across the penalty area. Haiti just can't quite get the shot away. It was Dietzen who was coming in from the right-hand side. A better ball across, maybe it's just behind him. But Hickey's got to be livelier than that. He's got to be more aware, hasn't he, Pat?
Poor concentration. You can't do that, not at this level, not at any level. I mean, he's trying to show the ball out, but that ball's not going out, and he wasn't strong enough. You know, if the player's going to, if you're letting it roll out and it's not going out, you need to be so strong that the player can't get around you. He was easily nudged off the ball there. Dangerous moment there for Scotland.
Ball breaks into the heart of the midfield. McTominay loses out, and it breaks Haiti's way as they try and build on the right-hand side. It's Dietzen feeding it into the middle, into the penalty area. It comes, and the shot is lashed towards goal, but it's way over the top in the end. Not a great effort, but certainly warnings here for Scotland if they require them, that Haiti aren't here to make up the numbers by any stretch of the imagination, as Bellegarde strikes it over.
Yeah, of course they're not. They're a decent team. They've qualified for a World Cup. They're going to have these moments. Just intriguing to see if they adapt it or change it. I can see just now they're trying to press a little bit higher up the field now, more than they were earlier on. I think the managers looked at it, Migne's looked at it and thought, well, wait a minute, we can't sit back the whole game. We need to go and ask a couple of questions, and it has added to a little bit of nervousness in that back line for Scotland. That's clear just for the moment from Hickey. And, you know, they need to be calm there. Scotland know how to defend. There's no need to panic.
Yeah, I've just felt that in a couple of the friendlies, he was very good actually against Bolivia, but more so against Curaçao, there was elements of rustiness about Hickey's game. Obviously, the fact that he hasn't had a massive amount of football not entirely helping on this international stage. That's Adi playing it forward for Haiti, who are definitely looking to show their imprint on the game now, as McTominay tries to stride forward, but well challenged by Jean-Jacques, and Haiti pick up And they are really settling into the game as it's played out to the right-hand side for the right full-back Arcus. Now Deedson. He thinks he'll have a little run here at Robertson. Down the right-hand side he comes. He likes to come in on his left foot if he can, but Robertson just swipes it away from him. And it's picked up by McTominay, but that's loose. And it comes to Jean-Jacques. And now there might be a chance for Haiti, 25 yards from goal. Isidor was trying to find the space for the shot. It was eventually blocked. Scotland pick up, but Shea Adams has been penalised midway inside his own half. Haiti get the free kick, and that's not entirely going Scotland's way in the last few minutes.
Yeah, as I say, it's not going in for all parts of the game. But just the fact it looks a little bit panicky in that defence, that's the thing that's a wee bit concerning for Scotland. And Shea Adams there, it was a nudge. In many a game, and certainly in the UK, you'll probably get away with that. That'll be absolutely fine. That's just showing your strength. World Cup, different rules slightly, and it's a free kick in a semi-dangerous area.
Yeah, it's pretty much midway inside the Scotland half, and it's bang centre of the pitch as well. Bellegarde stands over it. He is their main set-piece taker. It's an interesting tactic here. There's a player standing more or less in the penalty spot, miles offside. It's clipped into the penalty. It's a poor execution that from Bellegarde. He's capable of so much better. Straight behind for a goal kick, which is good news for Scotland, but not so good for Haiti. And after, 13 minutes now inside the Boston Stadium, it's still Haiti 0, Scotland 0.
That was one for the training ground. Unfortunately, Piero must have been off that day because he wasn't watching what was going on, went to the wrong place. It's a bit of a relief for Scotland there to maybe get the ball down, get a little bit of possession again, because that was a difficult 3 or 4 minutes.
Adams wins the flick on from the kick out, but Haiti pick back up and get it back to Placide in the goal, clad all in yellow. The veteran goalkeeper plays it out to his left-hand side to Anis Delcroix of Lugano. Further to the left is Experience, the left back. As Haiti look to build here, they will show patience at times if they're allowed to the space and time to do so. It's only when pressed that they'll really look to go long to the physical presence of the likes of Francis Piero. We have it on the halfway line here, played square to Adi. You're listening to live coverage on the BBC on 5 Live and Radio Scotland of Haiti against Scotland at the World Cup. Opening game for both sides in Group C. As Haiti beginning to dominate possession here, and out to the left-hand side it goes to Experience. He's got time to measure across into the middle, and it's a good ball, and Isidor tries to win it. There's a push though in the back of Jack Hendry, and Scotland get the free kick inside the 6-yard box. But you have to say, in the last 5 minutes or so, Haiti have been the better side. 0-0.
By some distance, absolutely by some distance. And the one thing I wanted Scotland to be was fearless, and certainly it was talked about before the game by John McGinn that they should be fearless. Well, there's a wee bit of fear out there at the moment, particularly at the back. When Scotland are going to play well and create chances, they need to control parts of the game in midfield so that they can get the ball to the danger men up front. I mean, you've hardly mentioned Shankland's and Shea Adams' name, maybe once or twice each at the absolute most. They need to be given a little bit of help.
Ferguson nods it forward towards Shankland. He is guilty of a push though. The referee seems to be a bit of a stickler for these little nudges in the back. As Clarke was saying, there's some physical contact which is generally allowed to go in the UK and British football. Maybe the referees on the world stage, in this case an Algerian referee, more keen to penalise.
It drives me mad, absolutely drives me mad, because the players now know this, and because they know that anytime anyone leans into them, they just fall over.
Yeah. They
know they're going to get a free kick, and it's a referee style that I have to say I cannot stand. You have to be strong and physical in the games, and he's clearly one of the referees is just not having it.
Experience clips it forward on the left-hand side. Cross goes Hanley, but his header falls just at the feet of Providence. Providence coming forward. He's challenged, but the referee on that occasion decides there was nothing wrong with it, and McTominay feeds it forward down the right for Gavin Doak, who'll catch that before it goes out of play. Now he's got a chance to try and hit the penalty area here. A little couple of step overs. Gavin Doak spins it, and then it's McTominay off the post. So close for the opening goal for Scott McTominay, arriving in the penalty area to step onto the Gavin Doak touchback, and he's within inches of Scotland's opening goal, but now here come Haiti at the other end on the counter, which is where they're often dangerous. Dietzen up towards the edge of the penalty area, into the box it comes, it's just beyond Isidor and behind for a goal kick. What a dramatic 60 seconds that was, but after 17 it's still Haiti 0, Scotland 0.
Well, by some distance the best moment for Scotland. One chance to get Ben Gannon Doak there, and we thought he'd actually done a little bit too much in it. He was slowed down, but he kept possession of the ball, and he had the presence of mind and the vision to be able to play it back to Scott McTominay, and he doesn't think twice about it. He's caught it perfectly. Keeper is on his backside. He is getting nowhere near that, and the goalpost saved him. Really good, but by some distance the best chance of the game yet.
Here comes Scotland again, buoyed by that positivity there. Adams plays it back to Ferguson, but 20 yards inside the Haiti half. Now it's Hickey out to the right hand side to Gannon Doak once more. Hickey picks up again, plays a little bounce ball with Ferguson, and now Hanley on the halfway line to Hendry. Hendry just scoops it forward. It's not a great ball. I think the ball to him from Hanley was a little bit short, it felt, and then Hendry felt he had to rush it, and he's given it straight back to Placide in the Haiti goal.
I think he's got it right there, Al. I think he absolutely has. You don't take a chance there. You could be the last man. It was a poor ball to him. It was short. You can't take any chances. And if you're in doubt, yeah, smack it in behind the left fullback. There's a chance Gannon Doak will go and chase it and give you a chance. So good, sensible defending.
Hendry wins the header on the halfway line, and it's played forward again by Haiti. Ferguson's in there quickly. He's caught late by Dietzen, and Scotland will get another free kick just inside their own territory. Dietzen complaining about the decision from the referee, but looked to be a pretty clear-cut one.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think Dietzen's done anything wrong there. I think he's just running. It's his pace that's taking him in to Ferguson in that moment. Just having another little look at the monitors there from the McTominay hit. It is so sweet. He cannot believe that's not ended up in the net.
Yeah, and some close-ups of the fans' reactions to that as well. They can't believe it either. A little bit quiet though it's gone, isn't it, after that rousing start to the game. The Scots maybe feeding off the nervousness that some of the players were showing for a spell there. But Scotland just looked to have recovered a bit of that composure. Haiti qualified for this first World Cup since 1974 by topping a group that included Honduras, Costa Rica and Nicaragua, having coming second behind Curacao in the previous qualifying round. Beaten 5-1 by Curacao, who Scotland obviously beat just a couple of weeks back, albeit only once Curacao had gone down to the 10 men. They were giving Scotland a real game of it prior to that. Dick Advocat's side, also at the World Cup, of course. Here's McGinn out to Robertson on the left-hand side. Back into the feet of Shankland. He just tried to cushion it for McGinn, and he got it all wrong, did Shankland, and he's frustrated and annoyed with himself as it bounces through to the Haitian goalkeeper, because that was another nice little build-up going down that left-hand side, Pat.
He's furious about himself, Lawrence Shankland there. That's where he wants the ball. He drops in from the 9 position to the 10 position, sees the gap, gets it. Now, it's the right ball, but the execution's not good enough. But the triangle between Robertson and McGinn, and to some degree Shankland as well, it's a really interesting triangle. They understand each other, they work well off each other. There's plenty of no-look passes. Problem is they're not getting often enough in that end of the field.
20 minutes in, no goals between Haiti and Scotland as the referee allows play to continue after a 50-50 in the middle of the park, and it's Haiti who've got possession through Arcus of Angers, another French-based player. Now Jean-Jacques into the midfield for Bellegarde, the real talisman now, albeit he's just joined relatively recently, but he's really upped the quality in that Haiti side, and a lot of their play does now tend to go through him. Just been relegated, of course, with Wolves. As Adi picks up possession just inside his own half, little short ball in the middle of the park to Jean-Jacques once more. Shankland goes to try and press him, the ball goes back to Adi, a little triangle played there by Haiti, and now they can advance with possession down the right channel. There it comes to Arcus once more from Dietzen. Scotland with everyone behind the ball now. Shankland and Adams inside their own half is picked up by Delcroix, the left centre-back. Out to the left-hand side it goes. as Providence plays in the Dutch second tier into Jean-Jacques once more. Forward it goes to Isidor. Little layoff for Bellegarde out to the right-hand side for Deedson here. Onto the left foot, curls it in. Off his line comes Gunn. Was there a little nudge there by Hanley? That's Isidor's claim. You can hear the Haitian fans round about us howling for a penalty. Nothing given, but VAR, of course, will have another little look as Migne is brought to the ground. You see anything in that, Pat?
It was off the ball, so you know he's going to have to have a look at it. He stopped to play the referee, so he has said they're having a look at it. I suspect in VAR. That's one of the ones who was immediately forward. There was immediately at the referee saying, no, I was dragged down there. And I think they're going to stop it now, have a little refreshment drink down there, rehydration.
That's exactly what they're going to do. 22 and a half minutes on the clock, and the referee uses this stoppage to allow the players to have this hydration break. What that allows us to do is bring in another former Scotland international, also with World Cup experience under her belt. Leanne Crichton's on the commentary gantry with us. Let's get her opinion as to how the opening quarter of the game has gone, Leanne.
I think it's gone okay, Al, in all honesty. Scotland certainly started the sharper of the two sides for that opening 5-10 minute spell, and then the Haitians certainly came into the game. They've had a couple of moments in those transitional moments that you guys have described really well. And Pat's touched on this left-hand side combination for Scotland, which looks really, really good. The understanding and the urgency. Jack Henry stopped doing it in the last number of minutes, and it's probably down to the way Haiti are now pressing a little bit more aggressively. But I love the way we're stepping into the game with real aggression in those early couple of minutes. It then opens up the game so much because Robertson can take a much higher vantage point, and that's then where you can go and cut that space in between, whether it's to Migne or it's into Shankland's feet with the support play underneath. So there's real opportunities for Scotland to get that right down the left-hand side. But Gannon Doak in that opposite side, we need to get the ball to him much more. 2 occasions, and he's done really, really well. The pace, the urgency, the trickery. And to be fair, McTominay's chance, I think he's got to score. I think he tries to be too cute and shape it too much. As Pat described the goalkeeper, he was on his backside. I don't think the goalkeeper, as much as he's a leader and a captain, he's not that good. So I think anything on target to a point in those types of moments, a real bit of power and finesse. But it's been a decent start so far.
What about Haiti? Impressed by them?
I don't know if I would go as far as impressed, Al. I think what they look like just now is exactly what we've expected. A team that have got a decent structure and organisation, that they've got a couple of key players, certainly in Deedson, that looks like he can cause some problems, that they'll attack in numbers, and they're aggressive when they do that. But other than Scotland looking a little bit nervous for 5 or so minutes, I don't think Haiti have thrown anything at us that we can't control. Hickey over in that far side had a little wobble. Again, Pat, you spoke about it. He's just trying. He's looking for time that you just don't get afforded at a World Cup. So hopefully this water break settles him down. A little bit of tactical information, hopefully from the side, and we'll see more like that opening 10 minutes or so from Scotland.
Leanne Crichton there. We'll get more from Leanne at half-time. That break just allowed a bit of the fan cam to go up on the big screens, and the Haitians and the Scots all enjoying themselves. A little bit of American razzmatazz, love it or hate it, but there's certainly great enjoyment in the stands for the whole occasion, really. And we are about to get back underway as Jack Hendry plays the free kick out to the right-hand side. Shea Adams was the target. You all for that American football style razzmatazz, Pat? You strike me as a man who loves a bit of
not even slightly interested. We've suddenly changed football into a game of 4 quarters. They promised they wouldn't do that, and of course they've done it. I mean, I don't mind it if it's a boiling hot day. This is perfect conditions. You do not need a break after 22 and a half minutes here. It's nonsense.
Scotland have it, left-hand side. Robertson, slightly awkward touch, but he manages to get it back to Jack Hendry, about 15 yards inside the Haitian half. It's Haiti now to have everyone behind the ball as Hickey works out to the right-hand side, and a chance for Gannon Doak again to test experience. Back he goes this time to Hickey once more, and then Ferguson for Hanley. Back with Ferguson, the Bologna midfielder. It's a pretty much a first pick for Steve Clarke nowadays. Finds Shankland, his knockdown though, doesn't find a teammate, and Haiti will come forward through Deedson. Into Bellegarde it goes, and out to the left-hand side for Ruben Providence to run at Hickey here, up towards the Scotland penalty area, plays it into the channel for Isidor, who throws himself to the ground with Hanley in close proximity, vying for a goal kick.
I'd book him for that, honestly, I'd book him for that. And I think the Scotland fans agree. He's deliberately thrown himself towards the player, initiating a contact, trying to get a penalty kick there. The referees give him free kicks for any time anyone goes near him. He's learned that and he's trying to make use of it. So, not a penalty kick for me.
Nelson Isidor's had a pretty positive start to his Haiti international career. A couple of goals in his first 4 caps. This is the first competitive game he's played after 6 goals and 36 appearances for Sunderland this season. Great control from Adams. Brings Gannon Doak into play, right hand side, little step over, low ball, and Adams save, comes out to McGinn, tries to get the goalwards, it's in! Scotland are in front, and it's John McGinn who has got Scotland's first World Cup goal of this campaign, an historic moment, and John McGinn, who else, who's popped up with so many crucial goals, goes across to celebrate with his teammates in front of the hordes of Scotland fans who rise in jubilation that Scotland have grabbed the opening goal. Might well have taken a deflection, but who cares? It's Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Well, that little water break, I've suddenly become a fan of them because it completely changed. First thing that happened from the water break, we lumped the ball right over the full-back and it was chased on there by Ben Gannon Doak. Then the next time we got the ball, it was hit long. This time it was Shea Adams that did it. And suddenly you're in a great position there. Shea Adams was unlucky not to score when he went to the front post. But we're looking at, it's not the perfect strike by John McGinn. I think it's taken 2 deflections.
It has.
And baby, 2 deflections.
One very wicked one.
Yeah, and nothing the keeper can do. But that's what you do. You take a chance. If you're in there, Scotland had 2 chances. Scotland have hit the post. There's been a real half-decent chance there that was blocked very well, but from that block, when it came back out, after Shea Adams didn't get it, John McGinn was there. And Steve Clarke, lots of people were questioning, should you play Christie or John McGinn? Sometimes you've got to be lucky.
Haiti come on the search for an equaliser rapidly, but they've been penalised. It's Piero inside the Scotland penalty area. That is John McGinn's 21st Scotland goal. He hadn't scored for a little while though. That's his first in 14 games. Well, what a precious one it is. He's 50 on the all-time goal list for Scotland, and he's a man who has popped up with some big goals for the Scots over the years. None bigger than that one, the opening goal at the World Cup, and he becomes the first player since Craig Burley back in that 1-1 with Norway back in 1998 to score for Scotland at a World Cup. And it couldn't go to a better man, Pat Nemeth, you would have to say.
Yeah, for what he's done for Scotland over many years. Fabulous player, but fabulous influence as well. And right now, I was really intrigued by one thing. Will Scotland keep on attacking from that 1-up, or will they take the foot off the gas? Looks a little bit like they want a second, which I think is the right thing to do.
We've got half an hour on the clock now, so that goal coming on the 29th minute, albeit we've got to allow for that 3-minute break for the water rehydration, well, there's never a bad time to score, that's for sure. Certainly not when you're playing your first World Cup game in 28 years, and that has got the Scots in the crowd back in singing mood. John McGinn with Scotland's goal to give them the advantage here over Haiti. Let's see how they respond as Robertson picks up, finds McTominay. As you say, Pat, Shea Adams did really well to get on the end of the initial cross. He was unlucky that Placide denied him, but fortunately McGinn was in the right place. Here's Gannon Doak into the near post. Clark's goal was by Shankland. Just didn't quite get enough on the header. Too cute with the header almost, and it's well wide of target. In the end, it remains Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Experience is having a bad experience out there, isn't he? He's getting nowhere near Ben Gannon Doak now. really struggling against him. Every time he gets the ball, he's running him. It's 1-on-1. In the modern game, you just don't get that. That's the modern game, you never got it. That often you get a 1-on-1. It's you against your defender. That man and man. You think you usually get two, you've usually got a covering player. Ben Gannon-Doak thinks Christmas has come early here. Just get on the ball as often as we can. Liam was saying a few minutes ago, absolutely set out to do that from the start of the game, and it's working a treat.
Haiti get a free kick on this right-hand side, the near side. As we look at it, way down below us, as Deedson is fouled, midway inside the Scotland half. They'll be looking to get back on level terms, if at all possible, before half-time, as Bellegarde plots his latest set piece. It's just a few yards in from the touchline, a few yards from where Steve Clarke's out, right on the edge of his touchline, barking orders to his defence, looking to keep them organised. As Bellegarde stands over it right-footed, the midfielder with the right foot swings it into the penalty spot. A decent-looking ball. The header comes in, but it's going out for a throw-in actually in the end, and it'll be a throw-in to Scotland. Well off target there from the large figure of Ade, who'd come forward for the free kick into the penalty area. Robertson with the throw, and then down the left-hand side, returned by Bellegarde, and then played forward once more by the Haiti midfield. Robertson thumps it clear up towards the halfway line. It'll be gathered by Experience, takes a touch. Ben Gannon-Doak able to close him down, but Experience knocks it forward to Bellegarde. It's a good ball, and he plays it for Piero. Piero about 30 yards from goal, but advancing out to the left-hand side. It goes to Providence, up against Hickey here. Providence in on the right foot. He goes for goal. Gunn spilled it. Piero with the chance and the rebound. Henry with the clearing header, and then it's not further clear, and that should be a free kick. In fact, an offside inside the penalty area, but Scotland very close to conceding an equaliser there. Gunn not entirely convincing, dealing with their first effort, it has to be said, and Piero unlucky to be denied.
Yeah, but again, it's come there from Hickey. It doesn't look great, but there was a player playing in an offside position, and they've been flagged for that. I don't know if it would have been called. However, it's a little bit too dangerous down that right-hand side just now. Hickey's had a little bit of a shaky time. He needs to, you're 1 against 1, you need to win your battles. It's the oldest thing in the game. He's beginning to lose that battle against the winger. That's a concern now.
Well, a let-off there for Scotland. It wasn't exactly clear who was given offside, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the build-up to Piero's opportunity, as Deedson now tries to attack down the right-hand side. Haiti with their tails up again, and Robertson with an ill-advised push in the back there, and concedes a free kick right down at the corner flag. Not sure what the skipper was thinking there, because there was a definite shove in the back, and so obvious right in front of the assistant referee, and that gives Haiti a free kick in a dangerous position here. Pat Nevin.
That was just too clever. Robbo's not tried to film there, but he's got in front of Robertson and then just put on the anchors. He just stopped, and then Robbo can't stop, and he's pushed him over. Not a good place to give away a free kick. Feels like a short corner.
Bellegarde right-footed in from the right-hand side. Near post header is off target from Wilson Isidor, and Scotland breathe another sigh of relief. Still leading by 1-0 with just about 10 minutes left of the original 45. Just looking at the rebounds, it was Bellegarde himself who diverted McGinn's effort past his own goalkeeper. I think it will go down as a McGinn goal, because it looked to be heading just on target, but FIFA will confirm that or otherwise, you would imagine, but I'm sure Bellegarde won't want that to go against his name, as Gannon-Doak picks up 10 yards inside his own half and plays it back to Ferguson, out to the right-hand side to Hickey. Hickey tries to take his man on, and he's dragged to the ground. He'll get a free kick. Providence unhappy, says he got the ball, but the referee disagrees. The free kick goes Scotland's way here, over on the far side. The Scotland right, just inside their own half.
One of the great things about Aaron Hickey, look, he's having a wee bit difficult time defensively, but he is very, very good going forward, and he will overlap most players. The problem is he's got Ben Gannon-Doak in front of him. It's very hard to overlap somebody who goes that fast. You need to be extremely quick to do that. So kind of one of the biggest strengths of his game is not being able to be used just now, but that's absolutely fine because it's working for Ben Gannon-Doak. I'd love a few words about Che Adams. His involvement in the first goal we'll have a look at it later, but he makes a run beyond defence. He stretches the defence. He does that selfless tireless run in the first place that creates all the space.
Bellegarde's dispossession again. Looked like he might have been fouled, but the referee doesn't think so. Bellegarde plays it forward into Piero. Nice little flick for Isidor. Hickey with a good recovery there. Actually, it was Providence who was lurking almost in the penalty spot, and Hickey on that occasion did really well, because Haiti, on occasions, are looking threatening. Still 1-0 though they trail.
I don't think there's actually much between the teams, if I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. Scotland have managed to get the goal there, but Haiti are getting into good positions. We were talking about Hickey before. When you're in a battle, you're in a battle sometimes, and he's in a battle there, and you're right, that could have went badly wrong there, but in the end he was concentrated, he kept on his feet, and he won that. Had he lost that duel there, it was 1-1 for Providence with the goalkeeper.
Haiti have it left hand side, looking to build another attack with 30 almost played inside the Boston Stadium. Scotland leading by a John McGinn goal to 0, looking to ensure they hold that lead at least until half time, as it's played out to the left once more by Delcroix. Haiti pressing for an equaliser. Gannon-Doak makes a challenge, in comes Shanklin, and Shanklin has been fouled, and that's going to be the first yellow card of the game. I think it's that Bellegarde has gone to, just was a little bit late coming in on Shanklin there. He just overrun the ball, and the yellow card shown to the Wolves midfielder.
You can't argue with that, really. I mean, he's tried to get a bit of the ball, and I think he does get a bit of the ball. But if you're not one of those referees, if he says a tackle and the studs are showing, you give either A will give a free kick. He's perfectly capable of giving a yellow card. Personally, I think it's harsh, but you need to know your referee.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that's a very harsh yellow card.
Gunn takes a free kick from midway inside his own half, nodded forward by Robertson. Adams tries to bring it under control, can't quite do so. Henry Allen is going to be pressed here by Isidor, but there's a Scotland player down. It's Lewis Ferguson. He was caught off the ball there, and the referee has awarded Scotland a free kick for that. I must say, I wasn't paying attention to that. Well, Ferguson's saying he was elbowed off the ball. Piero, I think, was the player involved, is pleading his innocence. Well, there's a brushing together. It's not more than that, is it, Pat?
Absolutely not. That's a wee bit disappointing from Ferguson. Yes, he's touched, but look, he didn't hold his face and pretend it was his face, so look, it's not that bad. But the referee's given a free kick, and again, quite a soft free kick. Scotland will have to take it. Yeah,
about 20 yards into the Haiti half, left of centre. Robertson over this free kick for Scotland, into the edge of the area it comes. Ferguson will nod it down, and it's hacked away by Jean-Jacques, with a couple of Scotland players just ready to pull the trigger had it fallen for them, but it wouldn't quite. And it's back with Robertson once more. He'll clip it forward looking for Adams. Ruchner, the right back, is in the way, and picked up by Jean-Jacques, who finds a nice ball for his central midfield partner Bellegarde, and now out to the right hand side for Deedson. Deedson has gone away from John McGinn. Down that right flank he goes for Haiti, looking for a leveller here into the penalty. It's a good ball. Piero with a downward header, no teammate can get onto it. Now the offside flag goes up again against Piero, and it will remain on 40 minutes. Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
I'm kind of less concerned about Scotland's defending now. There were the first 5 minutes of having to defend early in the game. It looked a bit nervous. Actually, they're defending the way they have to defend now. It looks a wee bit more comfortable now. Even though, Haiti, they are really quick. They come from the midfield really quickly as well. So you have to be careful about it. But at the moment, I think Scotland are settling into a way we've seen them play many, many times before. Pretty solid defence. Ferguson doing a pretty good job there, giving a little bit of help in front of that central defensive pairing.
Hanley forward looking for Shanklin. Shanklin tries to nod it back to Adams, and he's just thwarted there, and Haiti recover possession, and it's back with their goalkeeper Johnny Placide.
It's interesting watching Scotland just now, for all the time that how frequently you don't see teams going long. You put it long into a channel. It's an old school thing that people can almost sneer at. Well, sneer all you like, but Scotland got a goal out of it today. They'll take it.
Here's Bellegarde though at the edge of the other area, but he's gone well over the top under pressure there from Shanklin, who was backtracking there. Bellegarde's complaining that he was being fouled, but I don't think there was any hint of a foul about that. Good pressure from Shanklin, good work rate as well.
Yeah. And Shankland, he's had a few half chances. He's still getting himself into great positions. I've watched him so many times with Hearts this season, but with Scotland as well. And he can have quiet spells in games when he's not getting the ball. But when he gets the ball in dangerous areas, I really would almost argue he is the most natural finisher that we've got in Scotland. I've got just now. Yeah, McGinn's very good, McTominay's very good, but he's a natural striker scorer, and I would love him to get a chance tonight. I really would love him. So far he's had one half a chance, no more than that.
Bellegarde again in possession for Haiti, albeit still inside his own half. Plays it to his left to Delcroix, the left centre-back. Further out to his left to Experience, trying to come in field away from Gannon-Doak. Gannon-Doak sticks in a boot and manages to stop him in his tracks. Bellegarde plays it forward, but Scotland have picked up possession once more, and it's Ferguson into McGinn in the central area here. He clips it forward, a lovely ball out to Gannon-Doak, right-hand side. And Gannon-Doak gather this in, he can. He's got Hickey in support. Here's the Brentford man picking up possession. Full back infield to McTominay, who hasn't, again, he's not been on the ball an awful lot, but he was very close to scoring early on, hitting the upright. As Scotland get themselves a throw-in over on the far side, just a few yards inside the Haiti half. Just a couple of minutes left of the opening 45, plus added on time, as the Haiti coach Sebastien Migne stands with hands on hips at the edge of his technical area. I mean, I can't imagine he's too disappointed with his side's display so far, Pat, other than the fact that they're trailing.
They have done okay. Yeah, Scotland have had the goal and a couple of chances as well, but he would have expected that. Yeah, but they've got into really dangerous areas, and look, as we know, very good in the break.
Adams penalised there for a challenge on Adi, and I think the Haitian defender's pretty lucky to get the benefit of the doubt there from the referee. I mean, Adams is just jostling away there as strikers are taught to do.
I think you've called it absolutely right. I think the defender was dragging him more than anything else, and Adams all he's doing is being strong. And it's been a tough one for Adams today, because yeah, he's nearly scored, and we did score from that rebound when it went back to John McGinn, but he keeps on doing it. He keeps on running into these areas. He keeps on giving options for his players from midfield.
Experience and Providence combining on that left-hand side. It's Hickey doing the defending here as Providence tries to find a way through, get the cross in. Now it comes in from Delcroix. Pierrot tried to just take that down in the penalty area. He's offside again. I mean, he's actually found a yard or two of space there, perhaps because he's offside, but a little better touch there, and he could have got the shot away.
I would say that's maybe... I was going to say it was a slight mistake by Henry, because he's run up to say to his defenders, come up, push up, but they haven't come. So it's a very ragged line. Robertson stayed further back, Hanley stayed further back than that still, so a very ragged line. Don't go up in that line and leave your man you're marking unless you know everyone's going up. So another slightly iffy moment in the back line, but you take that some change when you play with a back four. If you're playing with a back three, you get three centre backs, you can get a chance to make some slight mistakes there. So far, Scotland have just about held on there.
4 minutes of added on time have begun now. Scotland leading by 1-0. John McGinn with that potentially priceless opener. But here come Haiti again. They have had opportunities to get back on level terms. None taken thus far. But they're very much still in the game as Providence and Hickey battle it out. And it's Providence who's penalised. And once again, he's... feeling hard done by out there. The Haiti fans showing their disdain for the referee's decision.
He's nailed it though. The referee's absolutely nailed it. He had a hold of his shirt and then he's basically punched him. Honestly, the referee should have a look at that. I mean, the VAR should have a look at that. You're never allowed to hit people in the face, and he really, he's kind of held him off with more than a kind of just an arm. It's almost a bit of power in that fist as well, and on the ball of his hand.
Play has resumed, so no further action required in the officials' view. As Scotland try and build down the right-hand side. Good skill from Bellegarde, not once but twice, and he's got himself the free kick. And Hickey penalised, no yellow card, as Bellegarde tried to make his way down the left-hand side. I mean, that's the kind of football we know that Bellegarde's capable of. Real good close ball control there to get away from a couple of challenges,
and he's got great strength as well. Happily, I think the referee, after the first 10 minutes or so, he's calmed down a wee bit as well. I hope I don't say that, then he goes his yellow card against Adams. Adams is, in the referee's mind, is giving a few fouls away, right? I don't think half of them have been fouls.
Yeah.
But that's 4 now, maybe even 5 times the referee's penalised him. So he's got to be careful, Shea Adams, now, because he could get the referee saying, talking up too many fouls. You could get a yellow for that.
A couple of minutes of added on time have already gone. 2 to play as Haiti look for an equaliser before the interval. Into the Scotland penalty area they come, but they've lost possession. But then Shankland's careless at the edge of his own penalty area. He's given it back to them over on the left-hand side now as they look to build one more attack. Look for that big chance to come their way and get them back on level terms. Out to the left-hand side it goes again. A lot of their good players come down that side. It's Experience, the full-back, coming forward. Good link play between Jean-Jacques into the edge of the penalty area. Well, he might have got fortunate there if it had just fallen to one of his teammates, but alas for him, it came to John McGinn. Again, they're creating half chances almost, and it's just not quite falling for them in the final ball.
And if they keep on playing like this, Haiti, they will get a couple of clear-cut chances. So it's up to Scotland to get some control of the game, and the midfield's been difficult for Scotland to control. They've been slightly flooded at the moment. You're talking about McTominay. He's not been able to establish his authority in the game at all. Maybe up to Lewis Ferguson to get a little bit more control. Someone like Billy Gilmore would get the ball in neat little passes, hold the ball, control it, give us that comfort of possession. We really haven't got that at the moment, Scotland.
In the final few seconds of this opening period, Scotland's first game back at a World Cup for 28 years, and they have a 1-goal lead against Haiti, who have been impressive at times, as Gannon Doak skips away from a couple of challenges up towards the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area, cuts it back to Dietzen, who was back there to mop up for Haiti. Again, it's that final ball from Gannon Doak, sometimes lets him down. Now it's back into the Haiti penalty area. Shankland can't quite get there, headed clear to the edge of the penalty area as Haiti look to get the lines cleared and avoid conceding a second. It's McGinn on the left-hand side now, looking for an option. He's pointing the way he wants Adams to move. Instead it goes back to Robertson. Out to McGinn once more. There won't be time for Scotland to create another chance though, because the referee blows for half-time. And well, there hasn't been too much in it, but importantly Scotland have the goal, and it's John McGinn who has grabbed it just before the half-hour mark, latching on to a rebound after Shea Adams was denied by the goalkeeper from close range. It came out to McGinn about 12 yards out. He didn't catch it cleanly, but it took at least one, maybe two, and a very significant deflection of Bellegarde to direct it beyond his goalkeeper and into the back of the net. That is the goal that separates the sides. McTominay had earlier hit a post with a good opportunity inside the box, but Haiti have had their chances. Piero denied in a rebound after Gunn hadn't particularly dealt well with a Providence shot, parrying it out into a dangerous area. Piero denied by a header clear from Henry, although the offside flag ultimately went up. But Scotland leads. Haiti are not out of this yet, but John McGinn has given Scotland the advantage at half-time in the Boston Stadium. In Group C, it's Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
The FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live on Sports Sound.
Haiti versus Scotland. Live from Boston.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
The World Cup.
Let's make it iconic.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. So far, so good for Steve Clarke's side, but it's very, very tight, you'd have to say, out there in the heat in Boston. Willie Miller alongside me in the studio. Will, your thoughts on that first half performance?
It looks like an awkward game to play in against Haiti. I think, they're big, they're strong, they're physical. They close you down very quickly. They invariably wrestle with you. They drag you to the ground. They put in heavy challenges, and I just think, and the way the game's going as well, Scotland aren't getting too much in terms of time on the ball to create and pass. You know, they've created McTominay's strike off the post, so unlucky. But then again, John McGinn's strike wasn't a particularly good strike, I didn't think. It took the deflection and ends up in the back of the net, so there's a bit of a balance there. I think Haiti look really dangerous at times. They play, you know, some nice intricate passing, but see, once you get to the box, anywhere round about the area, they don't have the quality, they don't have the calmness, you know, to take advantage of it, and invariably their final pass just lets them down. I still think there's a fair bit of work for Scotland to do here. I wouldn't say that Scotland are way ahead of Haiti in this game. I think Haiti look dangerous when they get forward with that quickness that they hit in the counter. And some of their passing, some of their intricate passing being, you know, a reasonably high level. But as I said, once you get in and around the box, they don't seem to have the calmness or the quality to really, you know, take that good play and make something from it, i.e. a shot and goal, a shot and target. And that's what's letting them down. But as far as the second half is concerned, I think Scotland would need that second goal, because I think it is a bit on a knife's edge just now. I'm not suggesting that, you know, Haiti have got the quality that I can see them, you know, taking advantage of the decent build-up play by you know, scoring against Scotland. But at the same time, I think if Scotland get the second goal, then I would feel that the game would be over then. But it's been a really awkward game, I think. You know, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, if I'm playing in that game and I'm looking at the opposition, you don't know what they're going to do. You know, it's all off the cuff and it's all very fast and it's all physical, and they like a grapple as well. They like getting close to you, whether they're closing you down or whether they're in possession and maybe lose possession. So it's an awkward first 45 minutes, I think, for Scotland. But the fact that they've got that goal, I think Steve Clarke will be happy going into the second half, and you would hope and you would think that the pace might calm down and that Scotland might be able to get a little bit more control in the midfield. Don't think they've had that control in the midfield to be able to slow the game down. You know, it's been pretty frantic in there, and they've had, I'm not sure what the possession stats is, probably pretty even, I would suggest. And with McTominay hitting the post, and I would think that Scotland would be kind of in front in terms of chances created as well. But it's quite a tight game, it's quite a frantic game, and I think just to, you know, I think give Scotland a wee bit of breathing space. If they could get that second goal, and I think that would be it, because I don't feel that Haiti's got the quality in front of goal to take advantage of the decent play that they've had in build-up.
Full second half commentary to come here on BBC Radio Scotland and BBC 5 Live. Leanne Crichton and Tom English are out in the stadium in Boston for us. Leanne, are you happy with what you've seen in that first 45?
Yeah, I'm happy because we're winning the game. Kenny, I think there's been some really good bits. I think there's been elements of the performance that can be much, much better from Scotland. They started moving the ball really well in the first 10 minutes or so in the game. I love the urgency. Jack Henry stepping into the game, really opening up the middle of the pitch, looking to penetrate really quite early on, whether that was centrally or down the outside for Robertson or McGinn, opening up that inside ball to Shanklin for then the support play underneath. But we're far too slow in those moments now. Haiti have adapted to it. Lewis Ferguson's dropping much, much deeper. He's almost splitting the two centre-backs at points. You need something then beyond that. I think we can play in between the lines a lot quicker than we're doing, which would really open the game up. That would then give you the freedom to hit Gannon Doak more frequently. I understand the long ball in terms of that direct ball over the top that Pat's been speaking about in commentary. I don't think we need to overcomplicate it as much as that. I think we can keep the ball in the grass and move it much quicker and much more efficiently than what we've been doing. And I understand Haiti are a good team, and Willie's absolutely spot on. They're off the cuff. At times that becomes much more difficult to adapt and understand what's going to happen, because it is off the cuff. Is it going to be an aggressive 1v1 duel? Is it going to be a wee flick round the corner or a direct ball? But the reality is the game's going to be won and lost in both boxes, and this far in the game Scotland have come out on top at both ends of the pitch. Hickey in that opposite side for me, in that right hand side, it's a little bit problematic, because I understand for Aaron Hickey tonight it's a different role within the team, because Pat spoke about it as well. His attributes are getting up and down that right hand side. He's a really good attacking fullback, but his job tonight is not to be an attacking fullback. His job this far with Gannon Doak in front of him is to feed Gannon Doak the ball and make sure that the support plays exactly what I spoke about pre-game. Allow Gannon Doak the ability to make mistakes, not to get it right, but to trust him and building confidence. Every time you feed him, it's an opportunity to go 1v1 against the fullback. I actually think that's spooked Hickey a little bit, because it's taken away from his game, where it's usually that up and down, that constant rhythm to his game. So it's a little bit less rhythmic for him in terms of what his strong attributes are. So there's a few bits I think Steve will look to tweak. Haiti definitely can be a threat if you switch off, if you allow them too much time and space, and if you give away silly free kicks in and around the box. I think they've got a real good physical presence, and they've attacked the ball really well at points inside the area. Other than that, I think Scotland have been pretty sound.
Tom English, your thoughts? Obviously we're delighted with the scoreline at half-time. Uncomfortable viewing at times for you from a Scotland perspective?
Yeah, definitely. I think Scotland have been poor. I think if Haiti had a bit more composure about them, they'd be drawing or maybe even winning this game. The Scotland goal was a bit of a fluke, let's be honest about it. A couple of deflections on the way into the back of the net. McTominay, lovely shot off the post, a bit unlucky there. But a lot of frailties in the Scotland performance. As Leanne and Willie was saying, there's defensive weaknesses. They're being done on the counter-attack. And just Haiti aren't very good. They can't exploit them. They're doing good work in countering on Scotland. But when it comes to the execution, they just don't have it. They're not good enough to do it. Now, so far, all it takes is them getting it right once, and all of a sudden it's 1-1, and this becomes very, very difficult for Scotland. So they do need a second goal. They need it pretty sharpish. I think the lights may go out for Haiti if Scotland do get a second. But they haven't really, since they scored, they haven't really looked like scoring a second at all. So I think they need to shake it up a bit here. It's, conditions are difficult and all the rest of it. But it's, I don't think that can be used as an excuse. I think they're giving away the ball quite a bit. I think Hickey's looked vulnerable at the back. I'm a big fan of Hickey's, but he's having a difficult night. And I think a lot of them are having a difficult night, to be perfectly honest. It needs to be a lot better than this.
See, the thing for me, Tom, and I actually think, you're probably a little bit harsh, because it's a World Cup. We're playing against a team that have also qualified similarly
it's
Scotland.
Third in the world, though, yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Better players.
McTominay hits the post, probably should score. And to say that the Scotland goal is a fluke, the build-up play is absolutely excellent. The ball over the top, the final part of the final part, Tom. There's a lot more to get the ball into the back of the net than the final part. The ball over the top, let me finish. Shea Adams' touch is immaculate. The support play from Gannon Doak underneath, it's excellent. His ability to go 1v1 and the ball that he puts across the 6-yard box for Adams, he probably could have done better. There's 6 Scotland bodies inside the penalty area when the ball hits the back of the net.
And there's 4 Haiti defenders there, and 2 of them helped the ball into the back of the net. I'm not denying that the build-up play was good, but the way the ball found its way into the back of the net was off 2 Haiti defenders. So yeah, build-up, really good, great intent, but definitely got a big break. That keeper was saving that ball, and until the Haiti player, Bellegarde, I think, helped it beyond him, and the goalkeeper was helpless. So I think that was a lucky goal. Great build-up and all the rest of it, but I think the finish was lucky. And I just no problem in saying that. It's fine. You'll take it all day long. But I've been watching it again here, and the keeper he's got no chance. And you could say McTominay was unlucky as a balance, but like Haiti are, they're 83rd in the world. I'm not putting them down because they have qualities, no question. They've got a lot of pace down the right-hand side here. They've got a lot of power, a lot of athleticism, but they have very, very little composure. They're 83rd in the world for a reason. Scotland are way, what are they, 40th in the world, way above the rankings. But it doesn't look like it right now. I know there's nerves. I know the conditions are probably, in terms of the temperatures, suit Haiti way more than they suit Scotland. But I think there's much better performance in Scotland than this. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 42nd against 83rd in the world. You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland and BBC Radio 5 Live. Let's get the half-time thoughts of Scotland's coach, Stephen Naismith. He's been chatting with Ailey Barber.
Was going to be so important for Scotland, such a bonus that they got it, and something to build on now in the second half. Yeah, I think it was a cagey start, but everybody's getting used to the game, the conditions. It was a good goal. I think we can still be better in possession. We get the goal from a John McGinn that's been a talisman over the years, but we need to build on it. That's, as you say, the second half we need to definitely build on that.
Scotland have had to suffer a little bit in that first half as well. Haiti have caused some problems. How do you reflect on the performance as a whole?
They're aggressive when they've got possession, or the counter-attack, they're really aggressive. So we just need to be watching of that. But I think if we're better in possession, we control the game a bit better, and I think that's what we'll look for in the second half.
Looking forward to it. Cheers, Stephen. Thank you.
Stephen Naismith there, Willie. What are you looking to see in the second half? What will Steve Clarke be looking to change?
I think a little bit more control in the game. You know, the pace to be a little bit slower, I would suggest. I just think it's really awkward watching that first 45 minutes, a team like Haiti. You don't know what they're going to do. I couldn't tell you whenever they're on the ball. Are they going to pass it? Is it going to be a link-up play? Are they going to take a Scotland player on? They somehow managed to get from their own half quite quickly into the final third, into a really good, dangerous situation. But then they just pass up the opportunity. The final pass is exceptionally bad. Now, I don't know what Steve Clarke will be thinking about now. I don't think Shankland's been in the game very much, to be honest. Could Scotland actually be doing with another midfield player in there to give them more control in the midfield? Because I think at times they're overwhelmed in that area. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what Steve Clarke is thinking about. If Scotland did get the second goal, then I think Haiti will go. I think that's the type of team they would be. But they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Because I don't think that their players know what they're going to do. I think it's really, really off the cuff. And I've played in games like that, and you're trying to think, what's going to happen here? What's he going to do? And you don't have a clue. And that's how I'm viewing that first 45 minutes. It's a team that just goes out and plays. And they're dangerous up to a point, but then they don't have the quality in front of goal. And as far as Scotland's concerned, I think they look a little bit rattled at times.
Bit nervy at times.
Yeah, a little bit nervy, but you know, the physicality of it as well. The opposition, you know, making it rough, tough, dragging you to the ground, breaking up the play as well. And I just feel that in the second half, I would think that Steve Clarke would hope that they would have a little bit more control, and how he gets that might be an extra man in midfield.
Well, the teams are coming back out in Boston. Let's hope Scotland can hang on. Indeed, let's hope they can go on and get a couple more goals here. That could be crucial at the end of the day. And of course, if we hold on for the 3 points, very early days, but we'll top Group C at the 2026 World Cup Finals. It was a 1-1 draw earlier on this evening, Brazil against Morocco. A really good finish from Sabari on 21 minutes for Morocco. An even better finish from Vinicius Junior on 32 minutes. So one apiece in that game. Currently 1-0 to Scotland. A deflected goal from John McGinn on 28 minutes. So let's then get back to our commentary team in Boston. It's Pat Nevin and Alistair Lamont.
Welcome back to the Boston Stadium as the players re-emerge for the second half. Scotland jogging up to the far end, to away to our left-hand side as the fans retake their seats all around this incredible venue. I had a little chuckle to myself, Pat Nevin. There's these 5 plaques away to our right-hand side. New England Patriots, who obviously play their American football here. World champions in 2001, 2003, 2004, 2014, 2016, 2018. I mean, world champions is a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
I once played for Scotland against the USA. It was Scotland, USA and Canada, and they named it the World Series of Soccer. so a little bit of pushing it a wee bit in those situations sometimes with the sales pitch, but hey, that's just the style.
Well, they're certainly massively successful, and they've got a great stadium here which the Scotland fans are enjoying, and they'll enjoy it even more if they can get another goal or two in this second half to put the game beyond Haiti, who are about to kick us off here. If a couple of their substitutes would get a move on and get off the pitch. Doesn't look like there's any half-time changes taking place for either side. So it's as you were. As we're about to kick off, Scotland looking to, at worst, consolidate their lead, but ideally stretch it. Back underway we get, as Scotland look to get hold of the ball through Shea Adams, just chase it down, looking for Ferguson, and Shankland then rolls it back to Angus Gunn in goal. He had that little shaky moment parrying the ball out when perhaps he should have dealt with it a little bit better, but there's a pull back from Hickey, and that's going to be an early second half yellow card for Aaron Hickey. And again, his evening continues to be a little bit troublesome. Absolutely tested down that left flank of Haiti by Ruben Providence, and it's the first Scottish yellow card goes the way of the fullback Aaron Hickey. No arguments, Pat Nevin.
I think Steve Clarke needs to think about the position now. We cannot afford to go down 10 men now. The one thing that could really cause Scotland a massive problem in this game was down 10 men. And Hickey getting that yellow card, he's been close once or twice before that. He's having a really tough time. I think there might be a temptation to make a change now.
Yeah, Nathan Patterson or Anthony Ralston would be the two options there.
There is a third one.
That's Kieran Tierney.
Yes,
of course, which worked to such great effect against Denmark, didn't it?
So you know, you've got to think about that, and it may be painful, you know, particularly for Hickey, who again I rate very highly, but he's having a difficult evening.
Ball's played long by Haiti, but nodded away by Hanley and picked up by McTominay, who surely Scotland and Steve Clarke would hope can become more influential. Here's Gannon Doak trying to catch a little 1-2 there with Adams, but it's good pace shown by the centre-back Delcroix to beat him to it, and then Adams has been penalised for his challenges. Haiti look to play out from the back, and it'll be a Haiti free kick early in this second period. 47 on the clock. Haiti 0, Scotland 1. The live World Cup action keeps coming on 5 Live. Australia, Turkey's the next one up. Germany, Curacao, and Netherlands, Japan all playing over the next 24 hours, and every single commentary will be live on 5 Live over the course of the World Cup. And of course you can catch the Football Daily podcast, and there's also the Scottish Football Daily podcast. You can listen to them both back to back, and you'll be right up to date with everything. As Scotland get themselves a free kick right hand side, midway inside their own half. McTominay stopped from taking it quickly by Providence. A couple of yards in here from the touchline on the right hand side. McTominay just walks away from it and will allow Hickey to play it back the way to Hanley. What do you think the overall message would have been from Steve Clarke at the interval, Pat?
Well, Stephen F. Smith said it about control. Willie was talking about it as well, half-time control. We need to get some sort of control in the midfield, and it may well mean that again comes in a wee bit more central and get another body in there, or Shankland drops a wee bit deeper to get another body in there, or else adapt the system. But you can't allow a team like Haiti to control large parts of the play. It's not acceptable.
Gannon Doak taking out a play there, and that's got to be a yellow card, surely, for the full-back experience. Well, the referees, I mean, how is that any different from Aaron Hickey's 2 minutes ago?
He wasn't on a yellow card before, was he? Experience.
He should be on one now. Anyway, the free kick's taken. It's Gannon Doak once more, trying to get away from Providence this time, but Providence has got the better of him, and he will try and bring the ball forward for Haiti. He's coming in field, coming into a crowded area, but he's done well to keep possession, and then Jean-Jacques helps it on for Arcus on the right-hand side. Back it goes to Adi with the long dreadlocks at the back, towering defender. Back out to the left-hand side to Providence, and then back again to Experience, who plays it into the midfield once again for Delcroix, and then they've circulated it out to the right-hand side as they still search for an equalising goal. The crowd again making plenty of noise inside this huge stadium. Haiti enjoying some good possession. It's Bellegarde. It's a poor ball forward from him though, straight out of play. He's frustrated with himself. principally because he knows he's capable of a lot better. Scotland will take the goal kick though. 5 minutes into this second period, still Scotland leading by a goal to 0.
Yeah, but it's feeling a wee bit dangerous now for me, for Scotland. We're not controlling it at all. We're trying to get the ball up front as much as we can, but it's just not sticking at the moment. Shankland at the moment, as I speak, well, he's fouled, so the ball's stuck that time. However, there is something not quite right about the team, and Steve Clarke will be down there thinking we can't keep on playing like this and have limited control in comparison with Haiti, because something will happen. So I think it'll be sooner rather than later that Steve Clarke will either make a personnel or a tactical change.
I was going to, do you sacrifice a striker at this stage?
It's the most obvious thing to do. You know, you understand why you would do that. You desperately don't want to take Ben Gannon-Doak off, because he's by some distance Scotland's best player tonight. By some distance. So maybe one of the strikers, because what you can do then, if you bring a midfielder on, you can say to McTominay, all right, you do the half job now, you do the 10 job now, midfielder, and arriving late into the box.
It's Piero. He's out-muscled, but unfairly, says the referee, after a little complaint there from the striker. And Haiti will get the free kick quickly taken. They're in more of a rush to get the game moving as they search for an equaliser. Over on the right-hand side, it's Arcus. Back in field it goes. It's Bellegarde picking up once more. Plays it to his left, about 10 yards inside the Scotland half to Delcroix. Out to the left-hand side now here for Providence up against Gannon-Doak and Hickey. Providence in the angle of the box, left-hand side. He's got experience out to his left. And that's where the ball goes, and it comes off Hickey, and it's going to go behind for a Haiti corner on his left-hand side as they continue to put on the pressure and look for an equalising goal at the start of this second period.
I would have expected a better start from the second half for Scotland. I'm really quite disappointed that we've sat back a lot. Again, not getting to hold the ball up front. It doesn't seem a real fabulous belief in there. We're almost sleepwalking into losing a goal here.
Isidor is warned by the referee to steer clear of Angus Guns. The corner's taken short on the left-hand side. Providence teases it into the back post. It's beyond everyone and behind for a goal kick. But as Pat says, it looks like Scotland are really hanging on to some extent here. But it does remain 80-0, Scotland 1.
Yep, there's a lot of things you can change. We're talking about Lawrence Shankland, who might be the obvious one to take off because he's not been involved in the game. It's been really tough for him. He's through now, but I think he's really offside.
Yeah, he's well offside. The flag goes up now.
But the problem is he's not had a great influence in the game, and you think, well, wait, it's nothing against Lawrence, because, you know, if you give him enough opportunities, he'll score as a goal. But it's not happening just now. Do you take the chance then and say, right, OK, we'll hold on to what we've got, a 1-0? It's a wee bit disappointing now with the way we started, but in a big way you're thinking it could be worse.
Here's Providence again up against Gannon-Doak, who's backpedaling. He's done well actually, the winger, to just see that out of play, and he celebrates that defensive bit of play not once but twice, rousing the Scotland fans round about us, cheering that almost as if Baron Gannon-Doak had stuck the ball in the top corner there. But it shows you about his mentality, his work ethic. He's not just a tricky winger. He's got a bit of dig about him as well, Pat Nevin.
Do you know, the brilliant thing is when Ben first came on the scene, he exploded, didn't he, into the Scotland scene. And there have been one or two games and it's not seemed quite right for him, that he was played over on the left and that didn't work for him very well. However, this is him at his best, isn't it? This is him absolutely back. Full fitness, all the pace is there, confidence there, power, strength, everything. Seems to have the stamina as well on top of that as well. He's having a cracker tonight. I certainly hope that his hamstring lasts.
He's in a foot race there with experience, but he gets there, the full-back just ahead of him on that occasion, gets it back to the goalkeeper. Again, Scotland give it up in the midfield, but McTominay has it back and plays it out to Robertson. Robertson into Ferguson and back to Hendry, just inside his own half. Into Ferguson once more, who's dragged to the ground there, and wins a free kick from Jean-Jacques, quickly taken to McGinn. McGinn out to the left-hand side to Robertson. Robertson, early ball in. Shankland, can he get on the end of it? In comes Ben Gannon-Doak at the back post. It's behind for a corner kick. Shankland couldn't reach it in the 6-yard box, and Gannon-Doak couldn't force it goalwards either, but Scotland do have a corner and it's better.
That's the dream scenario. That's what you want. As we say, the wide players in this system is getting there and getting it between the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. And Shankland was very, very close to getting to it, but well done, Gannon Doak. We talked a few minutes ago about his defending, getting back there, but there he was, trapping the back post and almost getting a chance himself.
Scotland then have the corner kick to be taken by the goal scorer John McGinn, right hand side, left footed. The Aston Villa skipper teases it in near post, comes off the head of Piero and behind for another corner, it appears. Yep, the referee signals that Scotland will have another go at it here, again to be taken by McGinn on this right hand side. Can Scotland find themselves a second goal and give themselves the breathing space that it really feels like they need right now, because it has not been comfortable at all, even since they've gone ahead. In comes a deeper corner, this time to the back post. Up goes McTominay, but he's penalised for a push, I think, in there. And it will be a free kick to Haiti on the edge of their 6-yard box. I don't think McTominay does too much wrong. Maybe there was someone else fouling in there, but either way, it is a Haiti free kick inside the penalty area. 56 on the clock. Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
It wasn't McTominay, you're absolutely right. It was a near post. It was a drag. It was a real shame that, because there was a lot of pushing and pulling inside there, and the referee's having a wee word. Is that possibly a blood injury he's checking for?
I think he's just checking that McTominay did get a little head knock there, but it doesn't seem to be any blood there, so he's able to stay on the field of play. As Haiti look to bring it out from the back here, trailing by a goal to 0. You're listening to live coverage from the World Cup from 5 Live and Radio Scotland, as Experience plays it down the left-hand side for Haiti. Across comes Ferguson, sweeps it forward, looking for Adams, who kills it on the chest. Right-hand side, just nudges it to Gannon Doak. Gannon Doak forward, looking for Shankland. It's gone out of play, but Shea Adams was taken out just after he laid it off to Gannon Doak, and the referee decides there's no advantage and gives Scotland a free kick. Well, that's Experience again with that challenge.
So naughty.
He should have been booked earlier, and you know, if you're going to let him off with that one, then that's surely got to be.
It's a classic one where, you know, like, a referee who doesn't see that's so cynical, and that's deliberately taking Adams out of the game when he's never going to get the ball.
Scotland in a decent position. It's Hendry in an advanced area. His ball for Robertson was just behind the captain, and then Addy is able to play it off Robertson. Hendry had got himself into a good area there, just didn't have the right weight on the pass, otherwise Robertson was stepping onto it.
Yeah, he's not done it so much in the second half, Hendry, but he is comfortable with the ball coming out from the left-hand side there, and that's a little bit of a shame. That left-hand side, which early on looked fabulously dangerous for, you know, part of the game, went quiet for a long spell there, but certainly that little cross just before 2 or 3 minutes ago there from Robertson was a very, very good one. So Scotland could do with that again. Scotland have finally put a bunch of players out. They're warming up for a possible change. Getting towards that hour mark, you know, that's when it usually happens.
Yep, no changes as yet from either side, but you would imagine something was imminent. Haiti will be looking to maybe mix things up as well, as they have possession here through Providence. Swings another dangerous ball and it comes all the way through to Angus Gunn. The Haitian fans calling for a penalty for the challenge on Piero, but there's nothing in that. Scotland able to come forward here through Robertson on the left-hand side to Adams. Adams helps it on once more. Robertson's continued his run. Early ball in, looking for Shankland, well defended by Delcroix, knocks it behind for a corner.
That's brilliant by Adams, absolutely brilliant. Some of his hold-up in this second half has been startlingly good, and he does get a lot of stick off of certain areas of the Tartan Army because the goals numbers aren't great. But honestly, see, as a player to play with, he's a dream to play with, because you know he's going to make the run, you know he's going to drag players out of position. What a fantastic player he has been for Scotland. That's why Clarke picks him every single time, just about.
Warren Shankland is free at the edge of the penalty area. Here's calling for it. The corner kick over.
Well, slightly surprised at something that's happened at the back, and we've sorted it. We left it 1-1 at the back. No need to do that.
Shankland's the player who's been called back, and it comes towards the back post. Hanley can't get there. Now it's played forward, and Hickey thought about going to try and win that. He only thought better of it. It's Providence who picks up Shankland, who's backtracking there, and I think actually he's been penalised for a little tug. Providence is looking for a yellow card to come, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it will be a free kick to Haiti. Scotland making nothing of the corner kick, and it remains 1-0 in favour of the Scots as the hour mark is about to tick round here in Boston. We are 10:25 local time. I know it's the middle of the night for most of you listening back in the UK. Hope it's been worthwhile so far. I hope it continues to be worthwhile for the next half an hour or so, as Haiti though look for an equalising goal, which I actually think, Pat, would be quite difficult to grudge them.
No, you couldn't. Without them being brilliant, they've worked hard, they've got themselves into good positions. Their ball possession in the midfield's been really good.
Swinging the ball in from the left-hand side, there was experience, but no takers. And all the way out for a throw-in over on the far side. We are going to get a change here, and it is coming for Haiti. And it's going to be Josue Casimir to come on for Lucius Dietzen, who's perhaps been a little bit quieter of late, and that'll be why he is the one to be replaced on the right-hand side of midfield. It's a like-for-like change as Casimir comes on, and the Tartan Army find their voice once more, trying to lift the team and get them over the line here for a crucial 3 points, because it could be so pivotal in terms of how the group looks, as Ferguson finds a good ball forward from McGinn. McGinn coming in off that left-hand side into a central area. It's caught there, and they'll get a free kick for Scotland, midway inside the Haiti half. In this very central area as well.
Just for a moment there, Hickey made one of his overlapping runs, and he got himself into a fantastic position there. He really, and you just see him, he looks free when he does that. He looks as if, oh, this is what I do, this is what I'm good at, this is where I can hurt teams. Sadly for him, the ball didn't arrive. We tried to pick him up, but that was a really good run there by Aaron Hickey.
Scotland free kick then, with 62 played. 1-0 they lead. Looking for a second here as Robertson sends it into the penalty area. It's headed away and then helped on by the substitute Casimir. The referee has seen something he doesn't like. He's stopped play.
No, it's hit him. The ball has been clear, but it hit the referee. But it was going straight to Robbo. So why is he giving the ball back to Haiti?
Yeah, well, that's not how the law is supposed to work these days, is it?
Just, he's completely blew that.
It's supposed to go to the team that were going to pick up possession.
And it was going straight to Andy Robertson. We've got players telling them that, and that's a really poor, simple technical mistake to make. You don't expect that at a top-class referee. And by the way, every member of the Tartan Army knows it.
So Haiti have it inside their own half. It's Adi, right centre-back. Good ball down the channel. It's well taken by Casimir, now playing on that right-hand side of the midfield. Forward comes Arcus to help him from full-back. Back with Casimir once more, looking to get the better of Shankland over there. Good tenacity from the Scotland striker, and then the assistant spots a little tug in the jersey, I think, of Lawrence Shankland by Casimir, and Scotland will get the free kick midway inside their own half. And Shankland, as he always does, working hard. It might not quite be happening for him up front, but both he and Adams put in a real shift for the cause.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. It's great. That's the type of thing as a player, and a creative player, a goal scorer. There's plenty that when it's not happening for them, they disappear. He's not. He's doing his job for the team. He's putting a shift in. As we say it just now, he's chasing the ball right into the corner there. Well marshalled by the centre back. Delcroix, I have to say, he's really impressed me. He's been very good, Delcroix. He's covered over in that area quite a few times when his full-back's been basically embarrassed by Ben Gannon. So with all the players playing at the back for the opposition, he's done well.
Yeah, joined Lugano from Burnley. Might be familiar to some people listening from that point of view. Just back in January as Haiti look to come forward, but it's a loose pass and out of play before they can really build any momentum there. We've played 64.5 minutes. Scotland edging ever closer to a massive 3 points, but at no stage I don't think is anyone feeling comfortable about that victory, Pat.
But interestingly, that little play there we've seen, just that last little play, was Haiti in microcosm. And by the way, we've just lost the throw because we weren't quick enough.
Just wanted to say that, yeah, that's one of the first instances of that, certainly the first instance in this game. Aaron Hickey slow to take the throw in, so Haiti get it.
Yeah, we're getting a few decisions at the moment. Sometimes you feel as if it's all going against you. We can't allow that to happen to us just now. So I think Steve Clarke, not enough has happened. Really not enough has happened. We spent most of our time looking to our left from the halfway line here down to where Scotland are defending, and we need to be a wee bit better than that now. Changes are afoot.
Yeah, Steve Clarke and Stephen Naismith in conversation down there at the edge of their technical area, trying to work out a way for Scotland to have more control in the game and at the very least see out this 1-0 scoreline, as Haiti though have other ideas as Experience picks up left-hand side again, looking to test Hickey down that flank. Has to go back the way into Delcroix and then back out to the left-hand side. Jean-Jacques swings it in straight into the arms of Angus Gunn. No, hasn't had a lot to deal with, as much as Haiti have had threatening moments as McGinn goes down. He's taken out of play there, and it's going to be hydration time once again at the, it's just short of the midway point of the second half. But
would you agree with me in that, Al? I'm sure should be having that now. There's nothing wrong with this weather. This is a lovely, now quite nice, cool night for a game of football. There are no excuses. I just don't get that here.
Let's bring Leanne Crichton in once more at this break in the game. Leanne, Pat's been saying that not enough's been happening for Scotland since half-time. Expected more, a brighter start to the second half. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, definitely. We've watched most of the second half off to our left-hand side. Haiti have dominated possession for the most part. Scotland have probably broken up play and had a little bit of control at points, but nowhere near enough. I think it probably is, when you look at the players that are out warming up. Lyndon Dykes looks as if he's going through a fair routine as well, but the question mark was probably McGinn or Ryan Christie, and I think even just Christie's running power and energy and willingness to go beyond. But he's played in a holding midfield role as well. He'll pick those pockets, the opposite side of the midfield line. I spoke about it at half-time. I think they can penetrate much quicker, much more effectively. We've made it a tough night for Shankland and Adams up top, because there's been nowhere near enough service and there's been nowhere near enough link-up play, and that comes from being far too slow in how we build for back to middle. Even at points when we've had goal kicks, it's the same routine. It goes centre-back, goalkeeper and a clipped ball long, that more often than not we're not getting real good quality to play off it. I think Scotland are a much better footballing team than we're showing just now, and I would like to see another midfielder in there, as we touched on at half-time, to just get that element of control, because the midfielders that we've got have got the ability to go and join in the attack. Even if you keep John McGinn in the game, he can naturally play off the front anyway, almost becoming that second striker at points. But I almost feel we're in a sticker twist position just now, but I'd like to see Steve Clarke roll the dice and be much more aggressive with the performance.
Yeah, well, he's deep in conversation with the team huddled around him on the touchline down below us. Likewise for Haiti, who are trying to find a way back onto level terms, trailing by John McGinn's 29th minute deflected strike to nil. And if the scoreline stays the same, Scotland are heading top of Group C, following Brazil and Morocco's one each draw. But Morocco particularly, I have to say, looked impressive in that. But clearly the goal scored by Vinicius Junior was a superb equaliser, and both of those games, as we knew, are going to be absolutely real tests for the Scots to get anything at all from them. So that is why the victory tonight is absolutely imperative, as the players make their way back onto the pitch again to restart the game. It is the Scots leading by a goal to nil, but few fingernails are being bitten in the stands round about us, but it has to be said, it's a wonderful, joyous occasion. Both sets of fans have really come together to make it so special, and clearly the Scots in the crowd, they want the team to get the victory. And at the moment, they are heading for that as McGinn comes forward down the left-hand side. He's got goal side and he's tripped there by Jean-Jacques. And it's a free kick to Scotland. And again, the referee looks like he's keeping his card in his pocket when McGinn was taken out in a pretty promising position, albeit, I mean, I think it was completely accidental, Pat, but you would expect sometimes to see a yellow for that.
Sometimes it can be accidentally on purpose.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know, can get there and know that you probably have a tangle of legs. Yeah, that must have been a temptation. I don't want to make yellow cards shown all the time, but certainly Scotland in a decent position here. A little bit livelier since that break.
They're going to make a couple of changes as well. I don't think they're going to come just yet. It's Dykes and Christie who are stripped. The free kick on the left-hand side is going to be taken first. In from Andy Robertson as a player hit the deck at the back post, claiming he was fouled. Scott McTominay with his arms spread, saying he was dragged to the ground. The referee's saying, well, just hold on a minute.
Is it hard enough? I don't think it's enough. I do not think. I mean, there's a little bit of a push of the tug. It's nowhere near enough to give a penalty kick.
Spanish VAR's had a look at it and agreed with you, Pat. As play gets back underway. Hanley for Hendry, and then back to Gunn at the end of his edge of his area. Out to Hanley once more. He's under a bit of pressure from Piero. Gets it back to Gunn again, just inside his box. We clipped that up to the halfway line, but Addy's read it well as Shankland tried to back in. Addy forward now for Piero. Strong striker, but no way through on that occasion. Poor touch from McGinn, but he's battled to keep it. And now it's Robertson. Adams just coming back from an offside position, and Robertson buys the throw-in over on the far side. Steve Clarke still delaying the substitutions.
I think he wants to add a third.
Yeah, it looks like
he's tempted to add a third to it as well. That's why he's kind of holding off just for a moment or two more.
Yeah, well, Ryan Christie's certainly going to make his bout. Scotland play on. Robertson on the left-hand side, away by Delcroix. Headed back forward, it's a good position. John McGinn with the chance, drags it wide. That was a big moment, a big chance. John McGinn claiming he was fouled there as he took the shot by Addy, but he should be hitting the target.
It's on his left foot as well. To be honest, the shot's away and he's putting in a tackle there, but again, you're not going to get a penalty kick for that. But that was certainly the best chance the second half for Scotland.
Huge chance. As Haiti then try and respond, coming forward themselves. It comes to Providence onto the right foot, curls a low shot, and it's gone wide a goal. Hanley stooped as if to try and head clear, didn't get any contact from him, and no Haiti player at the back post could make contact, but these are dangerous balls that are coming in from Providence when he gets onto that right foot.
It doesn't look, our right hand side really doesn't look defensively right just now. Massive overlap there. I have to say I'm slightly surprised. Steve Clarke, very much a right back in his own time. You know, he should see that there is a danger there. There's an overlap time and time again. Then that could come at 100, it really could. He's going to make a change in that position.
Yeah, Nathan Patterson's going to come on, isn't he? He's the third substitute you were talking about, who's joining Dykes and Christie. About to come on as Lenny Joseph is about to come on for Haiti as well. Ferencvaros striker. Still, the substitutions don't happen though. Scotland are going to get the break of the ball. It's good play from Robertson actually over on the left-hand side. His ball in field's a poor one though, and he's giving it straight back to Haiti just when he got himself into a good position, you felt. And Haiti pick up through Experience, who steps away nicely from Shankland on the halfway line, then plays it forward, but he's got too much in the pass. Gannon Doak's gone down, and he's immediately signalled for a substitution. He's holding the hamstring, and that is dreadful news. Now hopefully it's just a bit of cramp, but he's certainly signalling he wants to come off. I'm not sure if he was going to be substituted, but
it's definitely, I think it's cramp. Don't panic, I don't think it's hamstring, I think it's cramp. That's a good thing, you know, just a tiredness. And It's not a shock, because let's be fair, he's put some shift in there. Absolute fantastic shift in there.
It's Dykes for Adams, Christie for Ben Gannon-Doak, and Patterson, you would imagine, for Aaron Hickey, which is a straight swap at right back, as Haiti prepare to make their one change at the moment, with Joseph coming on as a striker. Let's see who they bring off. Now, my heart was in my mouth, I have to say, when Gannon-Doak went down and immediately did the rolling hands to universal sign language for substitution. It's going to be Isidor taking off for Joseph. Again, that's a straight swap up front, as Joseph will go up and partner Piero, as Haiti continue to look for an equalising goal. It's a throw-in taken by Patterson for Scotland. Forward it goes down the right-hand side, but picked up by Jean-Jacques. Still Scotland leading, about a quarter of an hour remaining in the game. Absolutely no one in the ground taking anything for granted in terms of the result, because Haiti have made Scotland work really hard tonight, and that will continue, you would imagine, over the next 15 minutes or more, once we take added on time into consideration. Haiti have a throw in left hand side to be taken by Experience. Back it goes into the centre circle for Adi, and now it's out to the right hand side. The substitute Casimir, he clips it into the area, knocked down cutely by Joseph, but the fullback Arcus, who was close to getting on the end of that in the end, but it was not clear. Out for a, I think it's a throw-in over on the far side.
The pattern set, isn't it? The pattern really does feel set. Scotland are defending. Scotland are holding on now. Scotland aren't getting the ball up front enough. It's brought in, it's changed. We've seen the right-hand side was the problem. It's changed the entire right-hand side.
It's a corner actually taken by Bellegarde, well won by Hanley. Comes out to Casimir on the edge of the box. Swung back in by Bellegarde again. Won by a Scotland head, but not entirely clear. Dykes is there to get it forward nearer the halfway line, as Experience picks up once more under no real pressure. Plays it back in field to Adi. 13 to play. Haiti 0, Scotland 1. You're listening to our live coverage here in the BBC with 5 Live and Radio Scotland. Experience combining down that left-hand side with Casimir now. Back in field to Jean-Jacques and into the centre circle for Adi. Scotland rather camped inside their own half just at the moment, as the ball's flighted back diagonally out to Casimir left-hand side. He's one-on-one here with Christie. He's got the better of him initially. Comes back inside. Christie makes a half block. Haiti still have it at the edge of the box. It's Bellegarde. Can he find room for the shot? It's blocked by his own player. He's unfortunate there. That might have been troubling gun. McTominay runs into trouble. Here come Providence. It's charged down and behind off Patterson for a corner, but Haiti are really up in the ante here.
It's completely set. Scotland cannot get out. Absolutely cannot get out of their own half. Their own quarter, their own 18-yard line most of the time. The passing out from the back has been really poor in the second half. You know, McTominay's given it away, Robertson's given it away, McGinn gave it away quite a lot of times. The players that Scotland rely on have not been doing what they need to do, which is hold and control the ball.
Listen to the Haiti crowd willing their side on for an equaliser as Providence swings in the corner from the left-hand side, away by Dykes. There's good distance on that header, picked up at the edge of the centre circle by Haiti once more, as they look to build their latest attack in the search for an equaliser. They've got 11 minutes plus added on time to find it, as Providence just pokes it infield for Casimir, just chokes the shot, and Gunn will just play that out to Robertson.
Very interesting change that Steve Clarke's considering just now. Under this much pressure, the game, I was just saying, the game is now setting apart. Scotland can't get out of it. What can you do? Ben Gannon-Doak's gone off. Well, you can make positive changes, and I think he's going to try and do that. His fingers down there, maybe ready to come on. I'm just checking.
Finlay Curtis for
Finlay
that
Curtis.
Throw in taken down the left-hand side. Nice little touch on by Dykes. Shanklin couldn't quite get there, knocked out a play over on the far side. Well, it's going to be a massive moment this for Finlay Curtis. He's really made his name in the last few months. Made such an impact on loan at Kilmarnock from Rangers, having made a breakthrough into the first team really at the start of the season at Ibrox. And now he's burst onto the international scene. McGinn picks up at the edge of the penalty area, goes one way then the other, and back the way he's forced, and he's put under pressure and he's lost it. And here come Haiti, committing men forward now, in search of this elusive equaliser. Into the penalty area they come. It's Providence, blocked by Hanley, behind for another Haiti corner. 80 minutes on the clock. Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Well done, Grant Hanley. Absolutely fantastic defending there. We were under such pressure. We know the trick that John McGinn does. He puts his body in the way and he tries to take the hit. The referee was wise to it this time, and the referee got that one right. Real danger there, and Steve Clarke was trying to make the change beforehand, hasn't had a chance, and of course won't want to make it at the corner kick against.
This time it's going to be Bellegarde out to the left-hand side to swing it in. Can Haiti get themselves back on level terms? Scotland looking to cling on here for the 3 points. Bellegarde sends it into the edge of the 6-yard box, well defended this time by Lewis Ferguson. Picked up again by Haiti though on the loose ball. Experience at the back, and then not to the goalkeeper Johnny Placide, who we mentioned potentially as a little bit of a weak point, Pat, but he's simply not been tested by this Scotland team.
Yeah, no, very, very seldom in the second half. In fact, the back line's hardly been tested in this entire second half, which I have to say I'm really, really surprised that we have been out-muscled, we have been outrun, kind of out-thought for large parts of the second half as well. Considering we were worried about it at the start of it.
Dykes has done well though, he's won it for McGinn. McGinn left-hand side, can't beat the first man with the cross, that's disappointing, but then Haiti almost give it straight back to Scotland. Christie's going to be penalised there. Came through the back of the man. As much as you could hear the groans from the Tartan Army, I think that has to be the right decision.
Yeah, but it's actually great to see Christie on that field just now. That energy he's brought to it really has helped Scotland in these such difficult moments just now, tackling, running, closing down a lot as well, and it's maybe no surprise that John McGinn's coming off if you've got Finlay Curtis coming on that left-hand side. Yeah. And John McGinn's, he's not been quick enough getting off. He needs to get off. 4, 3, 2. I'll tell you what, the referee nearly
just got away with it, hasn't he?
He really nearly did. John didn't go off quick enough there.
So on come Finlay Curtis and Kenny McLean, and it's McGinn and Shanklin that have gone off. So Scotland definitely looking to shore things up for the closing stages of this game, as they've conceded another free kick in the centre circle. It's quickly taken. Haiti desperately looking for an equaliser in the late stages of this game, as Joseph turns into trouble, but Haiti continuing possession. Jean-Jacques on the halfway line now with Delcroix, played square to Addy. Well, we've got 7 minutes of regulation time left. Would be a decent-sized chunk, you would imagine, of stoppage time. Probably 5 or 6 minutes, you would imagine. Maybe even more, taking into account the water break. Down goes Providence looking for a free kick for an off-the-ball challenge. Nothing given. Scotland try and play out from the back. McTominay has to stretch to get it, but he does well and keeps it moving to Robertson, who looks for Curtis now down that left flank. He's just going to roll out a play though. Maybe he should have gone inside the full-back, but
he should have gone long and then come short. That's exactly what you do in that situation. You're well marked. The easy way to make space there is go long, go short, you get the ball. Okay, you're static, but you're on the ball. There was no space to play the passing in there, but you can understand, look, he's come out in the morning, he's excited, but that's the time when you just say, no, this is how I get on the ball.
Haiti have it back on the right-hand side. Robertson in the way, though, moving ever closer to that record cap ball of Kenny Dalglish's. As Haiti ponder another change here. Forward they come once more. It's Bellegarde about 35 yards from the Scotland goal. Closed down by Kenny McLean. Out to the right-hand side from Jean-Jacques. And then swept into the area. The header comes in, it's just wide. Piero Rose, and I thought for all the world that was going to end up in the back of the net. He got good contact on it. Gunn was static. just eventually threw himself to his right, but fortunately for Scotland, it was wide of target, and it remains Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
Do you know, it wouldn't shock you, would it? It wouldn't shock you in the slightest had that gone in there, because they have been knocking at the door now. They're getting good crosses in. That is a really decent looking header there, and there is no way Gunn was getting to that. But it went at one side of the post. Will that waken Scotland up to give something else, hold the ball, bring themselves into this game, because the second half they have been second best by a massive distance.
Here comes Casimir down the left-hand side. No way through though. Scotland play it forward into McTominay. McTominay gets a yard of space, drives Scotland over the halfway line. Still he has it. Infield he comes to Christie. Back with McTominay. Past his man. McTominay into the penalty area. Oh, good recovery from Delcroix. Impressive once again, as Pat has been saying, in the recovery there, because it looked like McTominay was beyond him just for a moment. But good challenge in the end from the left centre-back. And it remains 1-0 to the Scots as McTominay just tried to burst through. It looks like that's got too much on it from the Haiti ball forward. Gunn will gather. Good play there from between McTominay and Christie.
Yeah, and he's now one further forward, McTominay. He's now in the 10 position, as it were, and he looks so much more comfortable. He's the one beside the centre forward.
Here comes Scotland looking to kill this game off. It's Ryan Christie into the penalty area. It's Finlay Curtis now towards the back post, but it's over Lyndon Dykes and no one else coming in. And behind for a goal kick to Haiti. And it will remain on 86 minutes. Haiti 0, Scotland 1. You know that a second Scotland goal, that does for Haiti altogether.
And as William Miller was saying at half-time, that would have done at any point in the game. A second goal, they'll fall. I think Tom mentioned it as well. So get that second goal. But it's just not looked close to it at all. However, having said that, Finlay Curtis' mind looks good, doesn't he? He's got the ball there. Done it again, haven't he?
I'm sure no one minds. Least of all him. He's just happy to be out there.
These people have two surnames for it instead of first name and surname. Always does me.
There's a Billy Connolly joke in there somewhere, I'm sure.
There is, absolutely, well spotted.
Another substitution has been made by Haiti, incidentally. Yacine Fortuné is on as Addy plays it into the box, chested down, and there's a foul in there though, and it's a free kick in favour of Scotland, which is a relief because it just relieves the pressure again momentarily. 3 minutes of the 90 remain. Scotland leading by a goal to 0. We have been chatting in the build-up, you know, it'd be great if Scotland could win by 2 or 3 and boost the goal difference going into the second and third game, but we would absolutely take a 1-0. It's been nervy, Pat. We would still take it.
We would take it. In reality, the absolute bare minimum for Scotland is a 1 goal win. That's the bare minimum. Anything less than that in Scotland are so far behind the black ball. So the real hope is now that Scotland can hold on to this, because the possibility of getting a goal in the break is still looking limited to me, even though we've been a little bit better since the last changes.
A couple of minutes left to play as Addy picks up for Haiti. They're in a real hurry now. They've acquitted themselves pretty well on their own return to the big stage. They haven't been able to find the goal, and Scotland within touching distance of a first victory at a World Cup since beating Sweden back in 1990. And Mo Johnston got the crucial second goal on that occasion from the penalty spot. Haiti look to build down the right hand side. They've knocked the ball out of play though, and that is music to the ears of the Scots. I think if Scotland do get over the line, there will be a roar, but I think there'll be a roar of relief around this stadium from the Scots in attendance, Pat.
100%, and we cannot. I'd love to hear someone trying to make an argument saying we were by far the better team, because it's simply not been the case, and particularly not in the second half. It's not playing well. That's the thing. When things that we're generally good at, passing it, holding it, nice little trials, which we did in the first 10 or so minutes, 15 minutes or so, it's just kind of dried up, and that fear that we were talking about beforehand, it seems to have risen back again, and it's really quite surprising.
Haiti have it deep in their own territory. Lyndon Dykes picking himself up and chasing the ball back to the keeper, but He gets it forward. Looked like a handball there. As it's going to be a free kick to Haiti. I thought it was a hand used there by the substitute Fortuné, but referee saw it otherwise, and the free kick's quickly taken, as you would imagine. Into the final minute of the 90. All eyes on the fourth official now as he gets his board ready. What's he going to flash up down in front of us? As Haiti have over on the right hand side, it's Arcus coming infield. Everyone behind the ball for Scotland, as you'd expect, looking to defend this 1-goal advantage. As it's picked up by Experience. His attempted toss is cut out by Christie. He's done well to hold the ball up now. The Bournemouth manager just signed a new 3-year contract, but he's played the ball out of play for throw-in. It's quickly taken, but Bellegarde's pass is cut out by Ferguson. Now McTominay, now Scotland come forward, and 6 minutes of added on time. It's Curtis up towards the edge of the penalty area. Has he got a little bit of magic here? Finlay Curtis stands up to the back post, doesn't reach there. Actually, Addy gets in the way. Towering defender rises high, and then Curtis with a high boot is going to get a yellow card for his troubles there as he tried to pick up possession once more. And it remains Haiti 0, Scotland 1. They've played almost a minute of the 6 added on at the end of this contest.
I really wish we could change one of the rules. We talk about various rules, and it's so hard to follow them. The possibility that, you know, that earlier one, the ball was passed off the referee, they've changed that one again. Rianne assured me, which is probably absolutely right about that. The rule I would change, he's just dived and cheated there. He wasn't touched. Nothing wrong with him there. And rolling about as if he's been taken out.
You would have VAR.
I use it against him. Yeah. You give him a yellow card against it for pretending. Still pretend. I think it's an awful one.
Throw in to Haiti. Taken quickly to Delcroix into the centre of the park on the halfway line to Addy. Haiti trailing by a goal to 0 in stoppage time here. Scotland within moments of a hugely important victory, but Bellegarde teases it into the box, headed away by Hendry. Hendry and Hanley have been good for the most part, you would have to say, at the back for Scotland, and they've had to be, because they've had to do a lot of defending. It's Haiti again coming forward, ball into the box, it evades everyone. It's going to go out, I think, for a throw-in right down at the corner flag. It will be a Scotland ball, but Haiti will try and hem them in here, keep them under pressure. Can the Scots see this out?
I mean, that's very tense, it's really, really tense.
You can virtually hear the nerves jangling around the stadium.
It really is very, very tense, and the Scotland fans are getting behind the team now. They absolutely need it, because that's a bad head one there. Lyndon Dykes tried to go in, and I don't think he's just trying to make a challenge, and sometimes there is like a coming together of players, but that looked as if it certainly stung a little bit. Coming into his back there, it is a free kick. It's in a dangerous area, and in Scotland, 3 minutes. We have to somehow survive this.
Well, here's the free kick from Bellegarde from the left-hand side. It's not a good delivery. He's had a few, actually, that have been below par for his standards. And Scotland get the ball up to the halfway line. It's rolled back to the goalkeeper, Placide, midway inside his own half. He goes long up towards the strikers. Nodded down for Piero. Chance here, but straight at Gunn. He was falling as he hit it. And again, Piero, more than half a chance that one, but he just couldn't get the connection he was looking for, and Gunn gratefully takes that into his midriff.
Got to play it. Again, he's getting a count. Do not get caught with that. Get away with it.
Yeah, he launches it long with 2.5 minutes left to play. Haiti again will come forward. Hanley in the way of the ball. And he nods it down for Christie, right-hand side. Christie tries to get beyond Experience, but he's lost it, and now the full-back will come forward and then plays it to his left-hand side. The Casimir, now Bellegarde into the penalty area. It comes once more, flicked on, in steps Robertson. Just hack it away with the right foot that time. Anywhere will do almost for Scotland right now as Christie chases it. Knocks the ball out of play on this near side. Quickly taken throw-in for Haiti. As Casimir goes down, challenged by McLean. That's going to be another yellow card for a substitute. This time it's Kenny McLean.
They are desperate to get a red card. It happened right by their all their substitutes, etc. And
that is very high, actually. Catches him on the knee, but
I'm quite surprised he's went for that tackle, Kenny McLean. There is no need to go for that tackle. Obviously, players making the most of it, as you would do in that situation, but they've got to be looking at that for a possible red card. They've got to be.
I think they must be, yeah. I mean, the manager is right on the touchline speaking to the referee. The goalkeeper and captain is well inside the Scotland half, making the same point.
I think they've got to look at
VAR. Is that? I'm just trying to hear that announcement over the PA system here as to whether they were looking up for the red cards. We've seen a couple of chances being replayed on our monitor here that Haiti have passed up, but Kenny McLean will be worried at the moment. That yellow card could be upgraded to a red. One thing's for sure, it's going to be a free kick in a similar position to the one that Bellegarde made a mess of a couple of minutes ago. And the 6 minutes of added on time are going to be extended. I mean, ultimately, if Scotland go down to 10 men now, that's probably not going to be crucial to whether they survive with a 1-0 lead intact.
But they're struggling. But they are struggling. They're finding spaces at the moment. The Haitian attack, they're overloading us in various places. So as difficult as it is, if Scotland lose another player now, that could be very. I would worry about that. Even if it's only 2 minutes. We know Scotland's history. We know that we've found difficult moments late in games before, but at the moment it looks like we're fine.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any further action is going to be taken, but they do have to defend this free kick, but taken by Bellegarde, short this time on the left-hand side to Casimir. Infield he comes, back with experience. Scotland get everyone on the edge of the 18-yard box. Experience allowed to advance further. He goes for it on his right foot and it's over the top. And listen to the reaction from the Scotland fans. Again, it's a collective sigh of relief round the stadium as Experience hits it way over the top, and Scotland survive again. We are into the 7th minute of added on time as Gunn launches it over the halfway line. Scotland are almost there as Dykes flicks it out to the left-hand side to Curtis. Can he hold on to possession here? It's done well. Gets into the feet of McTominay, who'll bring it forward and pokes it in field, and he's giving it away. It's slack from McTominay, of all people. You just want your experienced players to hold on to the ball as Patterson then plays it out to the left-hand side, but out of play. Throw in to Haiti. Surely there can't be too much longer. We're into the 8th minute of added on time as Placide is closed down by Dykes, and he's just poked it out of play on this near side, and that's why the Scotland fans are cheering. Placide was under pressure and he didn't have a decent clearance in him, and Scotland in no hurry to take this throw in as
they should be.
Well, Patterson's going to be urged to move forward and take it as Christie moved away from it. He's got 5 seconds here. He takes it into the feet of Christie. Patterson back to Kenny McLean. McLean will curl this into the penalty area. McTominay's in there. It comes off him and behind for a goal kick. Haiti need to get the ball forward, or else they're going to fall to a 1-0 defeat. The Scotland fans want the whistle. You can hear them all around the ground. How much longer is the Algerian referee going to add on? Even Scotland have the victory. It's not been pretty. It has been gritty at times, but they have got over the line. Haiti offered so much to the game and can consider themselves pretty unfortunate to leave with nothing on their long-awaited return to the World Cup. But from a Scotland perspective, they have got the result they needed. And John McGinn, just before the half hour, is the man who's given them it, courtesy of a big deflection of Bellegarde to take it past the goalkeeper. But that is the goal that has given Scotland the 3 points and moves them to the top of Group C at the end of Matchday 1 in this particular group. And the Scotland players now all celebrate with one another, and they offer consoling handshakes to the Haitians, and the crowd round about us, they dance in celebration because Scotland, one way or the other, got the job done. And it is 3 points in a World Cup for Scotland for the first time in a very long time since they beat Sweden back in 1990. They won an opening game just twice before today, last doing so in in 1982 against New Zealand by 5 goals to 2. There was never any danger that they were going to win by that kind of margin today, as Haiti made life really tough for them, but ultimately they couldn't find a finishing touch. And so it is John McGinn who is the man who gives Scotland a victory that might yet be enough to take them into the knockout stages. That will be determined by results against Morocco and Brazil. But for this evening, Scotland have done it. They have got the victory that they so much desired, so much needed. It finishes in the Boston Stadium. Haiti 0, Scotland 1.
The FIFA